What's good, chat? How we doing today? Oh, that was a little too much energy. Dial it back, dude. Dial it back. What is good, chat? Welcome to another show, guys. Listen, this one's got to be interesting because we are getting into the nitty-gritty between the beef between Destiny and Sneako, all right? And it is heating up because it's getting towards pretty much disastrous levels, all right? Bridges are being burnt. New people are being added to the mix. A bunch of lies are now being uncovered. And there are people verifying a bunch of this crap too as well. Because here's the thing, like, guys, all right? First of all, please, get the likes up. I appreciate y'all being here. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with dukendon. Thank you so much. And welcome to the members. Francois Guru, I see you in the chat. Shout out to you. Great Pill Podcast. I see you in the chat. Shout out to you. All right. So listen, a lot of truth is being revealed right now, chat. Okay. And it turns out that Sneako has been living a life of lies. Are you guys surprised? I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm pretty sure people in the chat isn't surprised. Maybe some of these what we call Sneako bots over here, maybe they're shocked, all right, that, oh my God, like Sneako, all this truth is coming out, right? So pretty much what's being exposed about Sneako during this disastrous fallout between him and Destiny is crazy, because what's happening is a lot of things are now being exposed, right? And these are things that we've talked about on this show, right? Because one of the first things is, first of all, I don't believe that Sneako actually lives up to a lot of the principles he tries to enforce on some of these podcasts and shows and whatnot, right? Because he tells you that one man, one woman, he's into just dealing with one girl, and he wants to deal with nice girls and girls who are not revealing, right? Girls who are pure, or whatever essence that they exude out of there, right? It turns out that's all cap. My boy is a big capper, all right? Listen, all of that, he basically is, it turns out he's been doing the exact opposite of what he's been preaching to you guys, all right? And this is what we've been telling y'all this whole time. A lot of these guys, these manosphere, these tater tots, these bots, all right, these guys, they don't even know. Listen, who are they to tell you how to live your life? And they're not even living their life according to how they're telling you how to live your life. I mean, make it make sense. And a lot of this stuff is getting exposed. And I honestly believe, listen, next to Charlie, Sneako, Destiny, you having this beef with Destiny and bringing his child into this, it was probably the worst decision you could have ever made, because not only are you being delegitimized at this point, right? Your whole talking about people are not going to see you as seriously. The only people that are going to take you seriously are the tater tots, whatever's left of them, all right? And some of the bots you've managed to cultivate through your little fucking weird ass streams and shit, okay? So those are the people that really gonna care. At the end of the day, Sneako, boom, you're going downhill when it comes to credibility speaking, right? And not only that, his main anchor, Andrew Tate, not only is subtly dissing this guy, but also it's one of those things where Andrew Tate now, he is going through his downfall as well, because we went through that whole arc journey, right? And now he's getting towards that downturn of his own arc, where there's a lot of exposure coming out on Andrew Tate. Matter of fact, it was so much, I had to compile that into tomorrow's show. So y'all better stay tuned, because that shit's about to go crazy. So essentially what's happening right now, because the last video we reacted to with this Sneako beef versus Destiny, all right, Sneako and Zerka got on the stream and they started airing out a bunch of shit about Destiny, right? It even came down to that pathetic tweet that Sneako put out there, basically attempting to claim that, oh yeah, Destiny, your girl tried to invite me out so she can sleep with me, okay? How can you talk shit about me when your girl's not even loyal? First of all, bruh, you talking about girls being loyal, stop. just cut it out, Sneako. It doesn't work, especially when we know your ex and know exactly what you've been dealing with. It just doesn't work, okay? So you, again, if you're living in a glass house, please stop throwing the pebbles or rocks, all right? It's not going to look too good for you. And at this point, his house of cards are just dismantling right now, okay? So what's essentially happening is Destiny clapped back, but he also clapped back with Abba. And one thing I'm gonna let you guys know right now, I'm starting to sense a little something in Destiny right now that I haven't sensed before, ever since I've been reacting to some of his videos, right? And what I'm starting to sense is the fatigue, right? And fatigue when it comes to dealing with these Manosphere guys. First of all, we got to give Destiny a round of applause, all right? Because this guy literally opened up a bunch of eyes for at least the vast majority of people out there to at least see what these red pillars were all about, right? Debating them on the ridiculous talking points and making people see the reality of what it is they're regurgitating out there on the internet, right? So Destiny has definitely done a good service in this space, right? With being able to debate a lot of these bozos. But what I'm starting to notice now is it seems like he's a little... He's kind of getting sick of it almost, and I hope he isn't. Please, we need someone like Destiny. All right, we need him. All right, because listen, there's no one else that got a lot of these people spooked in the Manosphere than Destiny right now. It's so bad they can't keep his name out of their mouths. Like, I kid you not, Destiny at this point to the red pill is like the Baba Yaga, right? He's like the Baba Yaga, the boogeyman, all right? Everyone's fearing to debate him, and everyone talks trash about him at the same time, right? They'll never say it to his face because they're all acting like they're friends and they're cool, right? And when they're debating and whatnot, or when they're not on the same stream right now, all of a sudden they're talking shit. Like, it's just crazy. So it seems as though Destiny is starting to get a little sick and tired of a lot of these red pillars, right? And not just the red pillars. It's particularly, it seems like it's their talking points he's kind of getting sick and tired of. And I don't blame him, right? Because think about it. It's hard to argue with stupidity. It's hard to argue with people who are actually brainwashed. It's a difficult thing. The idea will drag you down to their level and beat you over the head with experience. And that's what a lot of us have been witnessing. That's why I've been telling y'all, guys, the Manosphere space is incredibly challenging. And the reason why is because if you're criticizing a lot of their talking points, you start to get a little stressed out, right? And it's not because it's not funny to clown these guys. No. It's hilarious to clown these clowns, right? The problem is, it's like the more you try to get people to see reality of what they're listening to and what they're following, right? And reality is clear as day. It's like the more they turn against you. It's like the most difficult thing in the Manosphere is to convince people who are guzzling all this goddamn talking points that they have been fooled, right? That's the hardest thing. And I think Destiny's running up against that because it's like you're running up to a brick wall. You're having these debates with Zerka, which honestly, the biggest waste of time ever. You're having these debates with Sneako. You're having these debates with Fresh and Fit, Roll Tomasi, all these bozos, and essentially it feels as though you're not getting anywhere, right? It just feels as though you're not getting anywhere. These guys will still go off to the little rumble corners and start spewing off anti-Semitic talking points and whatnot, which is slowly on the rise in this space as well. You can tell. When they're done hating on women, now they got to hate on Jews. So I don't know. y'all need to get your head straightened out. But yes, it seems as though I'm sensing that Destiny's getting a little fatigued at this, all right? And I don't blame him, okay? Because this shit does get tiring at some point. Sometimes y'all see me like literally You guys are watching me on stream slowly lose brain cells. Like every time I'm reacting to these fucks, I'm like, yo, I can't believe I'm hearing what I'm hearing, right? So I don't blame him, but obviously I hope he's gonna stick around, which I think he will. And he's too damn invested. Destiny, you're too damn invested, bro. It is what it is, all right? You are too damn, you're known as the boogeyman. Even if you want to leave, they pull you back in, right? Those of you guys who get that reference. So, guys, there's a lot of shit right now because the biggest rift that's been happening, well, first of all, Destiny's been burning bridges left and right, with a bunch of these manosphere content creators, which I'm still on the fence if that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? With Sneako, I don't give a fuck, right? Sneako's a clown. He's a snake. You can't trust that guy for anything. You can't trust that guy to even watch your fucking... Let me not even go there. You can't trust him with anything, okay? So I understand why he's burning that bridge with Sneako, or I think vice versa. Sneako's burning that bridge because out of the both of them, somebody brought up kids and somebody brought up somebody else's fatherhood, right? And that was Sneako. He basically went with the cheap shot, and that's how all this drama exploded. Now, y'all remember the last episode when the drama exploded? We went on with Xena, which was exposed that they were actually dating, right? And Xena went on this weird Twitter rant where she's going in and she's talking about, oh, I love Sneako, but I can't stand when people lie on my name, and I still care about him, but I don't want y'all haters reaching out to me to talk shit about him, even though I'm going to write a huge paragraph about how much Sneako is a liar and how much he's a deceiver, and yeah, we were actually dating this entire time, right? So all of that got exposed. But guys, there's more, right? So essentially, there was a podcast with this Amy girl, right? This Amy girl came on here, and Destiny was reacting to it, so we're gonna react to it too. And this Amy girl was telling a story about how Sneako was trying to hit on her while knowing full well he's in a relationship with Xena, right? And now some of y'all be like, well, he was doing all that. He was trying to cheat on his girlfriend, but I thought Sneako was the guy that says, you know, he wants to have good relationship. Hell, he even debated Roll Tomasi. He almost destroyed the red pill because he was feeling some type of way, right? And I mean, that's the guy we're talking about here, right? He's talking about how women aren't just these objects, right? Y'all remember that episode? So it's so crazy that when you look at him in the real world, he's actually engaging in these debaucherous activities that he's claiming that you guys are immoral for doing. And Islam, Islam, it doesn't tolerate that, right? Islam was the one religion that put him on a pathway to becoming a more stable man. You can see his Twitter. He's been ranting and raving about that. Matter of fact, in his initial response to Destiny, that was one of the main things he was ranting and raving about on Twitter, right? Because he was like, listen, I do so much good things. I travel and I try to put uplifting stuff, and people just come up here and hate on me. No, that's not it at all. All right, so he thinks Islam, or at least he's trying to convince you that Islam has transformed him into a magical new guy that, you know, it's on the straight edge and he wants to get his life on track. At least that's what he wants you to believe. But behind the scene, this guy's a sleazeball. Like, he's a fucking jerk off, dog. And here's what's happening. So she goes to Amy and this other girl, I don't know what her name is, but she keep calling them sneakers. And I don't know if I have a problem with that because that rhymes a little too close with something else, right? But this girl, I think she's like she's Irish or whatever it is, because her accent is weird. But not weird isn't a bad thing, but like it's interesting, right? So they're going back and forth and they're talking, and this Amy girl basically corroborated a lot of stories that Destiny and Xena, okay? That's why I don't trust that woman. Destiny and Xena were trying to lie about, right? Because I don't know. It's weird because Xena is acting like she's hurt, but yeah, she's trying to do whatever she can to protect this guy. So like at this point, I actually don't know what is happening. I think she's crazy. I definitely think she needs to talk to somebody. Either that or the manipulation game from Sneako was strong, okay? Because he was trying to flirt with this Amy girl, trying to take her home. She told the whole story, right? And it basically confirmed a lot of the things that Xena kind of hinted at. And Lauren also was saying, because Lauren was that other girl that called out Sneako on Fresh and Fit, right? Y'all remember that clip where she was calling out not Fresh and Fit, she was calling out Sneako because Sneako is she asked the question, who is the most revealing, what girl is wearing the most revealing outfit, right? And it turns out his ex-girlfriend on that show. And then Sneako was like, well, she's an ex, right? And then the ex-girlfriend chimed up and she's like, well, no. I got help from someone else, okay? I didn't used to dress this way before Sneako met me, okay? I used to be modest than this, okay? And then Lauren was like, okay, well then who dressed you? And then she was like, well, Zena. And then everybody erupted in laughter and just like awe because Zena, unbeknownst to us at the time, Zena was actually dating Sneako, right? And it was the relationship he tried to hide. Yes, this guy tried to hide a relationship with a girl he was dating secretly, right? And the reason why he tried to hide her because he knew that if that was public, someone like Zena, who prior OnlyFans models, sells her body online for the world to see, all right? She's exactly the opposite type of girl a lot of these bozos preach about, right? If that story was able to get out, it would completely shatter Sneako's talking points and his credibility, right? And he didn't want that. And to me, it spells a couple different things, right? A, it spells that you don't have any backbone, and I don't care how much you think you're a renowned or reformed Muslim, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, all right? If you can't even stand up for the girl you're dating, right? The girl you're messaging behind the scenes saying, I love you, and, you're my girl, and you support me, and this and that. If you're not willing to be man enough, Sneako, to claim her publicly, bruh, I mean, what makes you think you're man enough to even defend your religion? Huh? What makes you think you're man enough to even be able to defend your family? Y'all motherfuckers talking about providing and protecting, we got to defend the women, right? It turns out that when you're a woman like Zena, who reportedly did all the good stuff to help your man out, all right? And you're expecting him, because you're doing exactly as he says, right? And you're expecting him to go ahead and provide and protect for you. All right. It turns out when the shit is really down, the very same niggas preaching about providing and protecting can't even provide and protect you. They running. Matter of fact, they trying to hide you, kick you off the boat, and they're dipping. All right. They don't want nothing to do with that because at the end of the day, these guys are bitches, dog. That's why a lot of times when these ladies, if you are listening to this manosphere shit, I gotta get my shit off real quick, okay? Because this shit gets to me. I gotta get my shit off. If you're one of these ladies that are genuinely listening to these manosphere clowns, and you're listening to them on their talking points of men will protect you, and a lot of, and I'm not saying all men. I'm just talking about these guys that preach this shit, these red pill guys, okay? When they're talking about you ladies need to do this for us because we're men and we're gonna protect you and provide for you and all this stuff like that. And it turns out in Sneako's world, the girl, his girlfriend he was trying to hide, Zena, was doing a lot of the providing. She was helping him with his channel, all this other shit. And then when it came down to protect her, this guy, this Muslim, right? This guy who would defend anything. When it came down to defend his woman, he ran. He dumped her, left her to the wind. That's why you can't take these manosphere bozos seriously. Ladies, if they're telling you, you got to submit to us because at the end of the day, we're going to protect and provide for you. Any nigga that says that, get rid of them. Because listen, the only way you're going to find out is when the chips are down. And if you're dealing with one of these red pill fucks, they're not going to stand with you when the chips are down. A lot of these guys are pussies, okay? Like, I don't know what else to tell you. All right, so I'm glad a lot of this shit's happening, right? Because it's blown a big hole in all this shit that we've been seeing with this manosphere crap, right? It's blown a massive hole in this. So, guys, we're going to react to the first video. Let me know if y'all can hear me. StreamYard is giving me this weird notification. It says there's a known issue with YouTube comments right now. All right, cool. But still, I want to make sure y'all can hear me. I want to make sure I'm still live. All right. But Chewy, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Let's go ahead and watch a lot of these Sneako lies get exposed right here with this Amy gal. All right. And you guys let me know if y'all can hear the audio. I can't see the StreamYard chat right now, but let me know if y'all can hear it, okay? Let me pull up. Boom. All right, cool. Guys, this is about to get crazy.
Stop? Okay. All right, guys. So we're just going to listen. We're going to put this out there, which I usually would not want to put any type of like private business public. But this was something that was brought all over Twitter, something that was made a spectacle of. And it's kind of old news in the sense that like Xena and Sneako broke up, but there was a whole issue with a girl, Lauren De La Grina is her name, right? Where she was essentially saying that due to this lady here and what she witnessed with her eyeballs from this lady here, she was able to definitively say that number one, Xena was unhappy, and number two, Sneako. So, what I found very interesting after speaking to her very briefly is that, I mean, Sneako maybe flirted with you a little bit, right?
I didn't even really take it as that, to be honest.
Okay.
So basically, I was on the Fresh and Fit podcast with Zerka, Sneako, and Xena had invited me on the show. And I was on there with Lauren. That was my first time ever meeting her. Super sweet girl. She lives pretty close to me in Orange County. And basically during the show, I was over on like the little couch area. So I couldn't even really see Sneako during it. I saw Zerka. He was talking the whole time, whatever. And
it's hard to miss.
Yeah, pretty hard to miss. And afterwards, a big group of us had gone to sushi. And so when we were at sushi, there was like an open spot next to Sneako, like right across from him. And so he started speaking to me. He ordered me some sushi. And basically he was asking me if I wanted to be on his stream. And so Xena, when she told me to come on the podcast, had already mentioned that to me. Would you like to be on some like big streamers streams, like Debbie Promo, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I know streamers, like they want like girls to be on there, you know, for more views and stuff. So I took it as like a business thing. And I was like, yeah, I might be down. And then so when he brought it up, I was like, oh, you're the guy she was talking about.
Right. 2 and 2 were clicking. You were like, okay, let's go.
No idea that they had any sort of relationship. You know, I was just sitting there making conversation. And so Lauren was supposed to give me a ride home. She had offered to drive me home and my friend home, who I was staying with, but she just got kicked off the show. So she felt awkward eating sushi with everyone. So Lauren ended up driving her home and then coming back to take me home. And basically Sneako was like, do you need a ride home? And I was like, well, you know, like she was going to take me and Lauren was looking at me like, go with him. And so I was like, okay, I don't really care. It's 3 minutes down the street. Like, what does it matter? You know, like maybe this is like a good person to know. Like I work in social media. I do YouTube. We were
Bro, I don't believe any of this. My inner is, bro, Miami girls and the people down here are just on another world of cat. But okay.
Talking about my channel, all business stuff. Like I really didn't think of it as more than that. And I'm not even sure it was.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, okay, like we were ready to leave. I was like, I have to use the restroom. He waited for me to use the restroom. And during this time, and see, I don't like know if I'm saying too much. Like, I don't know.
No, you're not.
This is just the truth. This is literally just exactly what happened.
Right. And everyone's been waiting for you because we've heard everything from Lauren. We've heard everything from other people sharing their stuff and wanting to have a say. Yet we've never heard it from the horse's mouth, which is why this is so important that you actually say this right now. You know,
that's the other piece of the pie right there, chat. She's the missing link. So we about to hear about where she's going. Hey, Jabari Parker, shout out to you. I can see your super chat on the other YouTube app, but I can't see it on StreamYard, so I'm not able to pull it up. But I did heart it. So let me read this real quick. He says, so sad that married couples listen to these clowns. Facts. Listen, you listen to Red Pill, it'll ruin your relationship. Guaranteed. Guaranteed your relationship would be ruined. These guys have zero experience, okay? They have no experience whatsoever, and they're trying to tell you how to live your life. Make it make sense. Shout out to you for the super chat. Muadim, shout out to you. It says Muslim perspective here. Sneako was embarrassed by his mate selection. He likes 304s, and we Muslims aren't supposed to. He's so insecure. It's sad. Facts. Listen. Listen, Muadim. I don't mind if, let's say you're insecure guy and whatnot. You know, listen. As long as if you're saying you're gonna protect your girl, I expect you to stand 10 toes down when the shit hits the fan, right? Especially when he has no problem talking shit about other people's women. He has no problem talking shit about other people's lives. All right. When it comes to you, where's the manhood, right? And that's the problem with Sneako. There's no masculinity there. There's nothing. All right. Nada, zip, nothing. All right. Because realistically, all this religious shit, it's more cap. That's all it is. It's more cap to make them feel like they're more. They've done something like more something that's worthy of accomplishment, right? To better themselves. And it's them. It's like switching religion is just like, okay, let me put this makeup on and I'm a whole different guy now. That's basically what it means to them. And that's the shit that just like irks the shit out of me because it's all fake and they do it just for the views. All right. So I knew that from the get-go, Sneako was never really a Muslim. Okay. Listen. If he's unwilling to defend his own woman, do you honestly think a guy like this? Let me say something. Moody, if he can't even defend his woman, no matter if she's a 304, I'm not even. Listen, I don't care what you date. You date whatever what hell you want to date, right? But the fact that he's been preaching this provider and protective nonsense, and you couldn't even protect the woman, what kind of woman want to be with you? Huh? Unless they were crazy and they hella insecure. What kind of woman would want to be with a guy that she knows for a fact when the chips are down, he not going to be there? Make it make sense. Let's be real about this, chat. So that's the biggest issue I have with a guy like Sneako right now, okay? It's just problematic. Vander Van, shout out to you. Says, salute, brother, 100%. Salute to you. Shout out to you. Welcome to the stream, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. Let's continue.
I think it's very important to let the truth come to light.
Yeah. And so when I was sitting there, like right after he'd asked, like, do I need a ride home? And then I went to the restroom. I was like checking my Instagram and Zena was messaging me and she was like, you're my friend. Like she was like mad at me or something. And I was like, what is she talking about? Like, I don't understand. And basically like right before this had happened, like she had like left the restaurant and I think she was crying. She was upset. I didn't really know what was going on. I had no idea that had anything to do with Sneako. And so like 2 and 2 did not click when she had DM'd me, whatever. I was just like, okay, you know, what is she talking about? And before the show started, she had asked my friend and I, who got kicked off, if we could mention that like she put us on the podcast. But there was like 15 girls on the panel. I honestly forgot when I was introducing myself. So I was like, oh, is she upset that like I didn't like shout her out or something? Like I didn't know.
No, no, no. It's just that they were promoters. So that's kind of just like the standard thing. It wasn't anything.
So when she was like, oh, I thought you were my friend, or like you're my friend. I didn't know that was like her man, you know, and I literally did not take it more as like a ride home. And she was the one who told me about his stream and everything. And so yeah. And then also I was thinking like, oh, maybe when he invited me to be on the stream, I wasn't like clarifying, oh, Zena told me about this. Like I didn't know, like I was like, that's the only reason I could think she'd be like upset in any way. So I was confused. And then I almost like wanted to ask Sneako when we were going to get in his car for him to drive me home. Cause I didn't really know her that well. Like this is my first time meeting both of them, but I just kind of like brushed it off for a sec. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll like write her back when I get home. I have no idea like why she's upset or like what this is about. Like it was unclear. So then,
okay, wait. So to be clear, so far, it seems like, Lauren was right about everything she said. Zena was upset. She was crying. She was mad that this woman was going away with Sneako, right? So it seems like all of it is true so far. But hold on, okay.
So Lauren wasn't capping, bro. All that shit Sneako was talking and trying to downplay that. Lauren was not lying. Like here we have the missing link to the puzzle because Destiny now is corroborating all of that, right? Because before he's like, I don't know, she sounds sus. But and the more she's talking, the more it's starting to make sense to Destiny because Lauren said the exact same thing that happened. All right. None of them knew that Zena and Sneako were an item. And Sneako wanted that to happen on purpose because of 2 reasons. One, because word may get out that Sneako is dating someone that the manosphere considers undesirable, right? And number 2, Sneako wants to bang other girls. That's what it is. He wants to have sex with other girls, right? He wants to be with multiple women, but not just any random woman. He wants to be with multiple types of women that he rails against, right? Where he sits there and talks shit about, right? The OnlyFans, the culture, the modern woman, right? He likes that. This proves a theory that I had about these bozos for a long time. You see, a lot of these guys, they want girls like that. It's no joke. When they're sitting up insulting these girls, right? And they're sending super chats to make fun of them and whatnot, but then they go, when nobody else is looking, they go behind the scenes and sub to the OnlyFans. These guys want hoes, okay? So don't let them fool you with this, oh, you got to be a good traditional woman. Oh, you gotta cook. You gotta be able to raise a child because you know I'm gonna go out and work and bring all the bacon and protect you, but you gotta be able to raise the kid because being an independent woman is not healthy for the kid, right? So that's the type of shit that they spill out there, right? But what are the type of women these guys end up with? The exact same type of women they're telling you to stay away from. It's almost like they're trying to, you know, keep y'all away and keep as many of these 304s to themselves, right? And that's what it seems like, right? They want to empty out the competition with you incels, right? That's essentially what they're doing, right? They're building a movement to basically put themselves ahead when it comes to the women department because they're trying to shut y'all out. They're telling you, hey, these girls, don't date them, okay? They're toxic. And then when the doors are closed, they're dating the exact same girls. I mean, how does it feel to be bamboozled like that? If you're a Sneako bot, how does it feel to be bamboozled this bad? Like, I mean, this is honestly getting embarrassing. If I was a person that followed this guy and hung on every word he said, I'd feel stupid right now. I'd feel like a tart. That's what I would feel like.
Back here, let's do finish fixing everything up. Oh wait, all of this is not placed. Didn't you say I already knew this? I've heard a lot about this, yeah, from a variety of people.
And to be fair, Destiny technically isn't releasing all this information. So, I mean, I don't know if because Sneako's pretty mad at him, right? Because it's because of this whole beef that all this nonsense and dirty laundry is coming out in the open. But yeah, at the end of the day, Destiny didn't leak it. I mean, he's trying his best not to stir the situation, right? But at the end of the day, you can't stop the people around you from saying what's on their mind, bro. You just can't do that. You can't stop them. So it is what the hell it is. Muad'Dib, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Muad'Dib says, more importantly, what kind of Muslim dad arranged your daughter to him? And then he says that was the cause of the beef between Destiny and Sneako, which was completely true. Facts. Because I mean, dude, like, and that's the thing. Not only that, but you went after somebody else's kid, dude. You went after somebody else's kid. That's what Sneako did. When he couldn't have an argument, he goes low, right? When you can't argue the talking points, right? Because you know your shit sucks, you got to go low. And that's what guys like Sneako did. But you're absolutely right? This guy, like, look at that. Who would want their daughters to be dating someone like Sneako? Be honest. Let's honestly be real here. Nobody. Because a guy like, if you let your daughter date a guy like Sneako, she's going to end up crazy in the head like Xena is right now. Because Xena should come to her senses and realize this guy's a bozo. But she's not going to do that because that's the kind of mental game these people play. So who on their right mind will want their daughters dealing with this trash? Getting their head all fucked up and twisted up. And then all of a sudden they're going out thinking, oh, man, they're trash. Because I dealt with this guy. I thought he loved me, but then he threw me under the bus when shit got tough. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Sneako's waiting for me outside the bathroom. I get out and then I walk out with him and Zena's like, she's sitting on the back of someone's truck and she's clearly upset. Like, I think she had been crying, whatever. And I go to give her a hug goodbye and I was like, thank you so much for having me on the show. You know, it was so great meeting you, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, that's my boyfriend. And I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm not gonna let him give me a ride home then. Like, clearly you're upset. Like, I don't know what's going on. And then basically Lauren was there because, you know, she was gonna give me a ride home first.
Right, so she was waiting.
Yeah, she was kind of like lingering basically. And so then Lauren was like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then Sneako had like walked ahead of me and he was like waiting for me by his car. And then so from like across the way, I didn't get in his car. I wasn't even near his car. I was like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I'm gonna let her give me a ride. And I think he could tell it was because Zena was upset. Like, she had clearly said something to me, which she didn't say much. I was just like, I'm a girl's girl. Like, if there's any amount of like uncomfortability, like he doesn't need to give me a ride. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I could literally Uber if I needed to.
Right.
And so I basically didn't get in the car. He did not give me a ride. That was that. And then Lauren took me home as well as like another girl. And then when we were leaving, like she tried to get Xena to come in the car because she was upset. And Xena was just kind of like, I need my space. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm just having a moment.
I'm good.
Yeah. Like, you know, I don't really think they knew each other. And then I got dropped off. And then from there, whatever had happened with Xena and Lauren, if they had hung out, talked, whatever, I have no idea. Xena did message me afterwards saying, sorry, apologizing. She was like, you know, I was just being emotional. You did nothing wrong. I think it's a really good business opportunity. You honestly should go on Sneako's stream, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm starting to realize like,
Xena, you're retarded, bro. You're fucking retarded, Xena. I'm sorry. You can't feel sorry for people like that, bro. How is it that you're getting jealous because clearly Sneako is hitting on her and you know he's your boyfriend? He's hitting on her and you're right to feel emotional. Like most girls you're seeing your boyfriend flirt with another girl and then try to give her a ride home without even consulting you. Clearly there's something going on over here. Like, all of a sudden you're trying to get the girl that your boyfriend wants to bang to go on his show at his crib. Like Sneako's not gonna try something. Can you even trust her? She don't even know you like that, Xena. Like that's the thing. I don't get. Why don't you just leave the guy? Oh, I know why. Because you're being paid by Myron, right? You got the whole Fresh and Fit set up, and that's the best job you ever had, apparently, right? Because it's not like you can have talent to make money on your own or survive in the real world. No, you got to be online, attached to a podcast where a bunch of dudes just disrespect you for no fucking reason, right? Just because you're an OnlyFans girl. Right? They sit there and diss the type of woman you are, but yet you sit there and take that bullshit. And worst of all, you're dating a guy that can't even claim you, and yet you're still there. I mean, and you're sitting there acting like you want people to respect you, girl. You got no self-respect. You got nothing. There's no self-respect there. Act like a boss. Dump this fool and move on. Go find somebody else. If you're doing the kind of work that you tweeted about, that you were doing behind the scenes for Sneako, what kind of appreciation has he showed you? No, let's honestly be honest. The appreciation he showed you was tossing you under the bus the moment he got the chance. The moment he got the chance. Boop. You're gone. Hey, I don't know her. I don't claim her. She's just some random chick. I don't know. It's insane to me.
Like who Zerka and Sneako are in the whole space and everything. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but like I didn't know if it was gonna be drama, so I ended up just basically not doing it regardless, even though she gave me the okay.
Right.
And then a couple weeks go by or whatever, and then all this stuff starts breaking out on Twitter saying that, and I mean, I think it sounds like she would know more than me at this point because she was actually responding to the tweets. Zena did message me and she was like, will you say something? But I didn't want to be put in the middle because like Lauren lives near me and like she was really nice to me and like I didn't know what happened after I had left, you know. But allegedly she was saying that like she had to pull me out of the car.
She said she said she dragged you out of the car.
Yeah, I never got in his car.
Something along those lines, and was literally saying that like that whole incident was a clear reflection of the fact that it was.
Okay, so if that's all we're saying, did Lauren? I guess you can be critical of Lauren there. Did Lauren physically drag the girl out of the car? I guess not. But like, is that the only issue with the story then? Is that Lauren didn't physically drag the girl out of the car? So Lauren was right on everything she said. She was 100% correct on everything.
Hey, listen, I guess we can trust Lauren. I guess we can trust Lauren after all. Hey, Sneako bots. Y'all were on her Twitter calling her, y'all were calling her out, talking about she's a liar, instigator, all that shit. The whole time she was telling the truth. See, this is what I'm talking about. These red pillars, they don't want the truth. They just want to sip for their cult daddy. That's it. All right, as long as cult daddy's okay, that's all they care about, bro. They don't want the truth. They pretend they want the truth, but they want propaganda. That's it. As long as Sneako comes up there and blesses them with some of that Islam nonsense talk that he wants to talk that he doesn't believe in, right? All of a sudden, he's God's gift to sliced bread. I mean, y'all were sitting there ridiculing Lauren, but she was right. Here's another girl confirming it, and Destiny is backing it up. Now, Destiny doesn't have to admit anything because they're already admitting everything. All he has to do is just say, yep, that's true. Yep, I've heard that. Yep, that's true. So he doesn't have to say it himself, but he's validating exactly what they're saying. It's all true. Sneako, my boy. Sneako, my boy. Oh, my God. Your credibility is done. Your credibility is in the gutter, bro. And just enjoy the 11 to 13-year-olds still following you, because by the time they get older and they finally get some hair on their chest, they're going to realize the fraud that you actually are, right? That's just what it is. And no one Sneako is probably going to grift to the next thing because that's what guys like that do. But realistically, that's essentially it. Bruh, I honestly can't believe you, dog. You're sitting here hanging out with Andrew Tate. You're hanging out with Fresh and Fit. All of y'all. Oh, shit. I wouldn't be surprised if Myron's dating these same 304s. I wouldn't be surprised. We already know Fresh is on that bullshit. We already know. We can rule Fresh out. We already know he's on that 304 bullshit. Fresh loves hoes, okay? He loves it. And he don't even deny it, so I'm going to leave him alone. But Myron the type of dude, because he's super Islam, right? He's from Sudan, right? So he's supposed to be like at least the role model when it comes to being a model citizen of how a Muslim is supposed to conduct themselves, right? I wonder what type of women Myron is currently dealing with right now. Does somebody know that? Is it on Twitter or something? Can we find that out? Because if it turns out he's on the same bullshit as Sneako, which I won't be surprised if that's true, then, bruh, y'all just prove y'all a bunch of worthless, just projecting ass doofuses. That's what it is. Because y'all are trying to tell people to live a life. You're beating women over their head with these talking points that y'all yourselves aren't even living up to. Like, see, this is the shit why, like, listen, I don't blame Destiny or anybody who decides to react to manosphere shit. I don't blame y'all if y'all get a brain aneurysm or y'all start to lose brain cells, right? I won't blame y'all because the contradiction and the hypocrisy, it's like on such a scale that's out of this world. It's like if you saw aliens for the first time, it's like, what the fuck am I looking at, bro? Like, what is this? That's what we're looking at, right? You're looking at all this scenario, the hypocrisy, the lies, the bullshit, the weird Machiavellian tactics to try to hide your true relationship, your true status, the lack of defense you provided to your girl, right? The backstabbing, the snakiness. You put all that together, knowing that's fully well how these guys operate, but then they try to pretend to come online acting all polished, that they're God's gift to earth, and you should follow in their footsteps. Now, let me ask you guys one question. I got to ask you one question, okay? Let me ask you one question. Knowing fully well this is what these guys are on, that this is the kind of timing these people are on, how in the world are they changing your life for the better? If these guys are participating in degenerate behaviors, right? Because some of you Sneako bots and tater tots, right? Y'all want to sit there and say, oh, why are you criticizing these guys? They improved my life. Hey, Andrew Tate saved my life. I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for Sneako. Y'all are saying that shit, right? So if this is how they live in your life, and I gotta start questioning some of y'all in the comment section, some of y'all who are saying that he saved your life and he helped you out. How? All we see from them is just a bunch of degeneracy. So are you saying this? Because it's one of the two things. Either you're degenerate yourself, which, okay, fine, whatever. Or you, if your life actually did change, and I'm not going to doubt it because I don't know who you guys are. You're just comments, right? But you can tell the truth. I don't know, right? But if that is the truth, then that means, I want y'all to realize something. If your life changed for the better because of these bozos, I want y'all to understand something. You guys are better at taking advice and implementing it than the guys who are teaching you the same advice. Let that sink in. Your teachers who are teaching you, you are better adept at executing than they are, because look at their lives. Make it make sense.
So wait, what is this girl's name over here? Just curious. Does anybody know? Allie something. Alligators? Gotcha. Okay. All right. Just checking. Cross-referencing something.
Abusive relationship, this, that, and the other. And, ultimately, like, my perception of the whole thing, and I could be entirely wrong. In fact, Laura and I, we're going to debate on this. We're going to go on a public podcast and have a conversation. Yeah, but I literally think, number one, inserting yourself in people's personal business is, like, what's your incentive? What's your motive, number one? But then, number two, at the end of the day, all the stuff that she was claiming is reaching. Like,
wait, what? Every single thing she just said, this girl over here validated.
What do
you mean?
Who is this chick? Like, she got the hat on. Like, what are you talking about? She literally just sat there, listened to a girl just tell the truth that corroborated what Lauren said, and then she just said, yeah, no, it doesn't even match up, right? No, it's not the same thing. What? Who is this? Who is this girl? Right? And you notice how she says Sneako. She says sneaker. I don't know if I like the way she says that, bro. I don't like that. Say sneaker, huh? Sneaker. What you mean sneaker, bro? What's a sneaker? Come on, bro. Sneako the sneaker, huh? Is that what it is? Bro, I don't know who this girl is. I don't think she knows what she's talking about. Like, how can you ask her to corroborate a story and then basically dismiss the shit that she just said? That doesn't make any sense, bro. That's why Destiny's so shocked right now. It's crazy.
She was really fucking reaching with all that at the end of the day. Because, number one, you said you aren't 100% sure that Sneako was even hitting on you.
I did take it like that.
Oh, bro, do you know how many girls Sneako tries to take home after the shows, after these dinners, to go, bro, fam, oh my God, it's so cringe. I don't know why Amy is running so much defense for Sneako.
Is that her name, Amy? That's her name, Amy? Okay, that was whole. I thought she was Amy. Maybe that's not Amy. Who the hell is this chick then? Because it said on the title, it says Amy's proven Sneako lied about how good the relationship is, but clearly she's caping for Sneako right now. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know how she's proven anybody else lied aside from just having this girl up here and tell the truth. That's it. I don't know what gender she's on, but it's this is something else. Listen. They're both beautiful women, and this guy over here, what is he doing? Well, why is this even a real show? Like, where did they get this clip off of? He's just sitting there, just chilling. But I don't know. I don't get what's going on. But what we do know is that this lady's story matches exactly what Lauren says. And it's not that I doubt Lauren, right? First of all, I didn't know her or anything like that. This whole beef just brought her to my attention. But, she seems like a no-nonsense type of girl, right? She'll step to you, and, she's got that kind of, that little, menage, you know what I'm saying? So I like that, right? So it is what it is. So to me, when she was saying what she was saying on Twitter and just how like her overall personality is displayed, she seemed like someone who would give you the straight line, right? Versus, some of the other people would know. So if she told the story and it turns out she was telling the truth, right? And this girl over here is verifying everything that Lauren said, then what the hell is Amy talking about? I just want to know, like, what is Amy talking about? Because it seems like Lauren is right.
could have been construed like that. Number 2, you did not get dragged out of the car. And number 3, there wasn't anything about Sneako or Zena's relationship you construed as abusive at the time, right?
I didn't even know they were in a relationship.
Exactly.
But Zena was literally crying in a public area because Sneako was about to take some other girl away with him. Like,
I don't know what's happening either. I don't know what's going on.
So,
And I mean, he bought me a sushi and he was nice to me and offered me a ride. But like to me, you know, I would be.
bro.
Hey, listen, girl. I don't know who you are. Let me tell you something. All right, for dudes like Sneako, the fact that he didn't even tell you he had a girlfriend. All right, listen, him buying you sushi and offering you a ride don't mean it's a free ride, girl. I'll be saying that right now. With a guy like Sneako, paying for sushi and offering you free rides, chances are it's building up to something. So listen. Part of me feels as though she knows the game that Sneako is probably playing with her, right? She probably knew that Sneako was attracted to her. Come on, let's just be real. Sneako flirts with girls on a podcast, right? So I'm not surprised. So listen, she probably knew that Sneako was probably trying to get at her, right? And let's just be real. If Sneako was single, she probably would have jumped on the bait, right? Because he's popular, he's got all this stuff and whatever the fuck, right? So she would have probably jumped on the bait. But I think like part of what she's doing right now, she's trying to play coy because obviously it's on social media right now. And she's claiming that, you know, Zena's her friend now, even though they just met and she never met Zena before. And now they're all besties. Oh, God. And like, ladies, I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all just meet each other. All of a sudden, y'all are friends. But then, like, some girl's trying to get with your man, but she's your friend. So apparently they're friends. But anyways, I digress. I'm just saying, bro. Listen, you probably knew what Sneako wanted. I'm just gonna be real. She doesn't seem like a very naive girl. To me, she seems like a girl that knows a little thing, right? A thing or two, right? So she doesn't seem too naive. Listen, if a guy is offering you a ride and he's buying you sushi and all this stuff like that, especially if you just got off a show like Fresh and Fit and they're around that kind of crew, they want something. All right. So I refuse to believe you as a woman is that ignorant. Okay. Especially you look like you're old. Okay. You're not a child. You're not a girl. All right. You've been around the block. You know what guys are doing. Right. You know, I just find it interesting when they play these little games, but let's continue.
Oh,
doing something to help him on his stream, get viewers, like be a hot girl.
And also
whatever.
they're in an open relationship, so it's fine.
Yeah, and also being from LA,
oh, bro.
I feel like a lot of things are like, you know, people have their benefits and like.
Am I a party to this gossiping?
Yeah.
Am I going to get in trouble for?
Oh no, I don't think so.
For platforming this conversation, I don't know. But okay, let's.
Nah, bro. Hey, Zena, don't trust this girl. Listen, even though she came up here and told the truth, I guarantee you, if you allow her to do content with Sneako, she gonna steal your man. Guaranteed. Because if she's relatively unknown and this is her first time going on the podcast with Fresh and Fit, and now she's going on Sneako's show and she's seeing all these views and numbers and her sub counts going up and it's helping her career. Hey, Zena, watch her. She's not your friend. She's not your friend. I'm gonna just listen. I'm just being real. She's not your friend. She's gonna take it. She's gonna take your spot. Listen, you see how fast Sneako dumped you, Zena? All right, even though you're still pining for him. All right, she's gonna take your spot. That guaranteed, bro.
Did you guys kind of?
Yeah, we pretty much wrapped it up.
out there? Good, yeah. Okay, all right. So a couple questions here for the after show, and then we're gonna.
Okay.
All right, so they wrapped that up. So that's part one, okay? That's part one. That's basically exposing Sneako for the cheating snake that he is. I mean, to even cheat on your girl, right, while she's there in the studio, like you can't even help yourself. Like, where's all this self-control as a man that you've been preaching about? You telling me you don't have enough dick discipline to say, I got a girlfriend right here, all right? And, you know, I know how, you know, jealous she can get when she sees me around other women. Maybe I should cool off because I'm a reformed Muslim and I'm trying to live a better life, right? Is this guy doing that? No. This guy doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to go ahead and, you know, cheat around and do whatever the fuck right in front of your girl. You can't tell me a bigger sleazeball than that. You can't tell me a bigger sleazeball than that. But that's not all, folks, because it gets crazier, right? So Destiny ends up doing a stream with Abba, and I love this because for multiple different reasons, right? Because when Abba came up there, first of all, Abba just came to watch the whole thing burn, which is and he admitted that too. He's like, "Hey, listen, I see the bridge burning right now, and I'm here for it." And to be honest, chat, that's why we're all here. We're all here to see this magnificent house of cards, these red pill bozos built for themselves. We're here to see it all fall apart under their own creation. Okay, so that's what we want to see. But Abba was on there, and Destiny was basically kind of explaining to Abba the whole situation. And Abba had some points that I actually agreed with because it made a whole lot of sense, especially when it comes to like Sneako and his character as a human being. Let's actually get to this video real quick.
To a lot of people. Juice this tweet. Big stream tonight. Last one before Columbia. Leftists attacking me for choosing to follow God instead of degeneracy. This will be the focal point of their criticism for the next 3 months. Once you become religious as a public figure, everyone looks for mistakes. This is actually good for self-improvement.
Chat, why is Sneako begging Twitter bots to like his stream? That doesn't make it like. Does he even have any real followers on Twitter? Because I know his Rumble shit is fake. Chat, if you look at his Rumble numbers are weird as fuck. I won't be surprised if his Twitter numbers are like manufactured, bro. Like I would not be surprised if they were manufactured, right? Because Twitter, you could pay for a bunch of shit now. I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you think that like? Do you think he actually? He probably doesn't believe it, right? He's just like typing whatever bullshit he thinks is Discord. Didn't Xena leak he was doing a bunch of drugs? Yeah, Xena leaked that he does a bunch of drugs. He had 3 different threesomes in the past few months. Random girls. Yeah. I mean, but I guess it's the leftists attacking him, huh? And he got vaccinated, yeah. Apparently he was traveling with the Maria girl too, and Xena was trying to like cover it all up after Xena told us, or after Sneako told his audience that he hadn't seen her since the threesome or whatever. I swear cocaine destroys people's brains harder than any drug. Well, the drug that's destroying his brain more than anything else right now is like validation. That's what he wants from everybody.
That's facts.
Did you know all this? Yeah, I know a ton of things. The reality is that like, as much as I say like I could leak a ton of shit, it's hard for me to do it because it involves like leaking everybody else's business. I also told Xena too that like I don't want to like her splitting from Sneako. It's tempting to like go to her and just start mining her for information and start like shitting at the public. But like I don't want Xena just got used by Sneako for what, a year. I don't want to like use her next, right? Like okay, well now that Sneako's not using you, come over here and let me like spill all this shit. Like it feels kind of shitty. I don't want to be that person.
I always like joining the live streams when there's a good bridge burning.
Oh,
yeah. I like to celebrate around the bonfire, you know, something to keep me warm during the cold winters.
Well, I don't know how many more cold winters this planet has left, but I'll help you as much as I can, okay?
I mean, there's always new people joining the orbit, and then I just get to watch you nuke the bridge because all these unhinged people come around you. It's just quite enjoyable to watch from the back.
I'm all about the unhinged in my life.
It's good. It's good. It seems like you're done with this bridge officially. You got blocked and everything.
Did I? Oh, no. That was somebody else got blocked. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm done with this one. What have you been up to?
Just been enjoying summer. Just going outside, doing things, you know, enjoying this new time post-COVID. This is my first summer post-COVID that I've actually been able to go outside and taking advantage.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's boring and wholesome. That's all there's really going on. That's good. So how you feeling about the whole thing? Or are you just kind of over it? Like you really don't care?
I've been over Sneako since the last time he acted stupid.
His wife has been messaging me.
Has she actually?
Yeah, well, I mean,
I told you it was real because I showed I showed Gideon and I was like, "Is the screenshot real?"
I mean, I know them, and I had like the you know, this is a touchy subject because actually I like the guy. I'm not gonna lie. I just
like
it's not a touchy subject at all. She's not gonna you, bro. Like what the fuck?
That little lesbian who was disrespecting her prophet, like his girlfriend's kissing other men. There's no.
Am I the little lesbian? Is that who he's referring? Is he referring to me here, or is he referring to someone else?
Post a video of his girlfriend a wife kissing another man in front of him or something like that. She's been messaging me actually.
Whoa! I got a bone to pick with this dude. What's this guy's name? This big baldy over here, because I have never seen a bigger dick guzzler than this guy over here, right? Apparently he's like King Islam because he's the one that anointed Sneako with the whole bullshit, right? And this guy, you're over here, you're promoting scammers, bro. I bet you this guy knew all about Sneako's lifestyle, but he still looked a blind eye. None of y'all are real Muslims. All three of these people sitting at these tables, they're not real Muslims, bro. That at least not in the sense of following the traditional faith, like they're claiming to be, right? Because I'm fairly certain this guy knows a lot about Andrew Tate and Sneako and Myron and how they live their life, right? But yet he's out here caping for it and then shaming other people's lifestyles. That's fucking crazy, bro. I don't like this guy.
Where's the respect there? Where's the leadership there? I mean, how's the owner? Why he doesn't care? Because he's chasing money. No, I showed him. I told him like your wife messaging me. Watch him in DMs. No, he was cool with it. Like he said no, so that's fine. But a lot of these people, the one you just mentioned,
why would he? Oh, come on, Sneako. Melina wants to. Something Melina's wanted to do for a long time is prepared content.
Oh shit, Angela's in the chat. What's good? Hey, can y'all see this? Can y'all see this comment right here? Because I'm getting this weird thing on YouTube that says not YouTube StreamYard. It says what do you call it? It says there's a known issue with YouTube comments right now. You might not be able to receive some comments, but I can start to see some of them. So Angela, shout out to you. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, hold on. I might have a call in later on. So if you're still around, hop on. But yeah, let me know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see this? Hold up. Let me see. Oh, we got another super chat. Can y'all see this? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see the super chat, bro. Because I don't know what StreamYard is doing. All right, a renegade boss. Shout out to you. He says we can see it. All right, so I guess it's kind of working now. All right, Daniel Loom. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says I was a bit behind, but I saw a tweet where Lauren said that Allie missed out the part where she was in Sneako's car. This shit is like a soap opera. Yo, what? Yo, what? She said that she didn't get in the Sneako's car. Chat. She literally just said that she didn't get in Sneako's car. That she ended up getting a ride with Lauren instead. Yo, she lying. Hey, I told y'all. Listen, she getting on Sneako next. She getting on Sneako next, hands down.
She wants to have because she used to do skits, I guess, like in high school on her shit. She wants to prepare content. And we watch Sneako's videos because I like Sneako's videos. They're really good and they're really well edited. And she was talking to me and she's like, I wonder if Sneako would help me do editing and shit. I was like, I don't know, DM him and ask. And she literally DMs. She's like, hey, what did you use to edit in the past? Do you want to do a thing? And I said, you guys should stream together. It'd be fucking funny because it would be because Melina's funny and Sneako's funny. Why would you try to phrase this as oh yeah, she's in my DMs? Come on, really?
Again, and chat, remember when we reacted to Sneako's tweet? Because we reacted to Sneako's reaction to basically Destiny's tweet about him, right? And Sneako's reaction was, oh, he put up that post saying, oh, your girl tried to have sex with me or something like that, right? So remember what I said in that when I saw that tweet? I'm like, yo, Sneako, first of all, unless you can provide more evidence that Melina is straight up trying to get at you right now, this tweet doesn't make any sense. It's just her saying, I saved your favorite spot for you. That was it. All right. There's nothing indicating in that tweet that she wants to sleep with you. I don't know why y'all are making it all about that. Again, more personal attacks designed to basically humiliate Destiny and humiliate his lifestyle and things like that, which I find hilarious because Sneako is the one that let his girl get banged out by another dude at a swinger club. And he still went back to her after claiming he was done. So, I mean, if anyone's more of a degenerate, it's him.
To go fence it and talk about both sides. Not only will they avoid any conflict, but even online at this point, if you bring somebody in that can challenge them to a debate and that goes against everything, who's going to expose them for their beliefs, they leave the call. They can't.
You are in the ultimate hug box. That if you insult Islam, these people will tell you they don't want to kill you. It is the ultimate snowflake. Muslims are the ultimate snowflake online. And you're going to sit here and pretend to be upset about blue-haired losers online getting mad and running from debates? Oh my God. Neither of these motherfuckers have ever opened a Quran in their life. And they're sitting here sipping for a religion that will murder people if you disagree with them.
Even be in an interaction where someone disagrees with them. Now they're like, this is people like Nick Fuentes or Zerka, people who are able to debate and talk to them, they'll just run away because they don't want to see that confrontation. And for advice for anybody watching this, and you've heard me say this before, now is not the time to watch any more nonsense reaction channels. Yeah. It's getting more difficult than ever.
Okay.
Wow. Really, Sneako? You, you're going to get on this reaction channel fucking bitch shit now? Really, Sneako? Now, all of a sudden, reaction channels are the problem? Chat, we're under attack. Hey, listen, these Manosphere Red Pillars, bro, they don't like us. They hate reaction channels, bro. They don't like us. We are under attack, bro. So apparently, he's trying to tell people to stop watching these reaction channels. Motherfucker, what are you? What are you? Yeah, you, Pearl, Myron, all of y'all. What is this? Oh, it's hard time we stop watching these reaction channels, huh? What do we have to do with it? You're the one who's providing the content for us to react to. Like, why is it our fault? We just reacting to what we see. I mean, I'm just saying we're judging because of the video y'all are putting out there. So all of a sudden, there's a big issue with reaction channels now. Yo, listen, bro, these people are on something. Y'all gotta watch out. Don't listen to this bullshit. don't stop watching reaction channels. They just listen. Reaction channels to them means somebody exposing them and telling the truth about them that cuts so deep they can't stand being exposed like that, right? So they would much rather either get their audience to stop watching you or even try to flag your channel down like Pearl did to me using Anton. So there's a real war out here, and like the reason why I'm kind of laughing but I'm serious about it, because they have tried to flag my channel. Like they had, like when I did my video on Pearl, she tried to come at me, right? So it was crazy. So, and she had went on this big tirade around reaction channels trying to do this, right? And I just find it so interesting because y'all are saying, oh, the left-wing media, they want to silence you. They don't like free speech. They want to do this, that, right? And then turn around when it's shit that y'all don't like because it's telling the truth. All of a sudden, y'all are the biggest tyrants out there. Y'all want to shut everything down. Y'all want to make sure it's got to be the groupthink, not real think. That's what it is. Like, it's funny how y'all go from free speech advocates to tyrants and fascists in like a split second when the tables get turned around. Make it make sense, people. Come on, Slim. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says the red pill is nothing more than a bunch of Karens gossiping about each other. Lame as fuck. No. I got even better. The red pill is nothing but a bunch of dudes complaining about having to be a man in society and the consequences that come with being a man in society while comparing themselves to women. That's where the red pill ultimately is. Men complain about why they have to be men while comparing themselves to women. That's it. There's nothing else because that's all we see. Oh, why do we have to be the ones providing? Why do we have to be the ones working the hard jobs? Why do we have to be the ones doing the military? Why do we have to be providers? Why do we have to be this? Why do we have to be that, right? Look at the women. The women have it so easy. And I can't even get laid. They just go through our life, just get through it. Why is it so hard to be a man? As they're comparing themselves to women. That's why it's like a lot of the shit they do is so sus to me, dog. It's so freaking sus. It's like, first of all, hold up. Y'all are supposed to be men, right? Society fucking sucks. Go figure. It's part of being a man. It's supposed to toughen you up. All right. We need tough times create tough men. If anything, we're going through tough times as men right now, but we're making a bunch of bitches out there that just want to sit there, bitch, and complain. Now, is society horrible? Yes. All right. It's not the most perfect thing out there, but what are you doing to change it? All right? A lot of times these red pill dudes, they're not doing nothing. They're just sitting here over here complaining. Where are your lobbying firms? Huh? Where are your what do you call them? Civil rights groups? Huh? Where are your activist groups? Where are all these different real world tangible networks that can help you achieve the goals you want for men? Right? Nothing. Instead, these guys are taking millions of dollars from you, and they're still telling you why you're a victim as a man while comparing your lifestyle to a woman. Oh, she gets to do OnlyFans, and she has it so easy because men just pay her. Yeah. That's life, bro. That's like complaining about why rain is falling. Well, why are we complaining about that? It's rain. Oh, it's cloudy in the sky. Why are we complaining about that? Clouds are everywhere. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to you for the $5 super chat. But that's my interpretation. Like, the more I react to this red pill shit, it's just a bunch of men complaining about being men while comparing themselves to women. Because majority of men out there don't even know that this red pill shit exists, right? Maybe the younger guys now because the internet, whatnot. But a lot of the older guys, like if you're in your 30s or mid-20s and up, right? Yeah, a lot of times if you're spending time in the real world, you're not paying attention to this red pill shit or at least some of this lingo, right? It's usually reserved for a bunch of young guys or the really disenfranchised one, or at least the ones that feel disenfranchised. So it's one of those things, right? But a lot of times, most guys, they just get on to get on. Like most men, they don't even sit there and complain about it. They just do it. So I don't get like why we have a bunch of dudes online. Just let's go out there and do the real work. Fuck all this other bullshit. Fuck all this online. Let's go do the work. But nah, they're not ready for that. We just like to compare our lives to women because secretly a lot of these dudes, they wish they can have it as easy as women, right? Sneako said that. You know what Sneako said? The last video reacted to, he said, being an incel, it's the easier route. And honestly, that told me everything I needed to know because a lot of these dudes, they're just looking for an easy route. They're easy route to get through life. They're looking for easy route to get to women. They're looking for easy route everywhere. They don't want to work. It's just so sad to see it. John, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. John says, nah, the red pill's a bunch of modern women. God. That's pretty accurate, too. That's pretty freaking accurate.
Back to this, sorry. He's trying to make Destiny's wife look shady. Yeah, I know. Like him messaging me like, hey, this is what Melina's saying. Like, yeah, no shit. I was there when she wrote you the message. Well, I'm pretty sure Melina posted the DMs. And Sneako before... He asked me if it was okay to tweet this, which I respect. I admire that. But it was like, it's as a joke. This is what I say. What I mean, like, I feel like nobody can joke or meme anymore because everybody turns it so serious. It was a funny tweet. But he went back and he deleted his reactions to her shit before he tweeted it out. And I'm like, bro, but now you're going to use this later on as like oh yeah, like his wife. Come on. Seriously?
But I think I said last time, I said he's probably going to do it again. It's probably going to be in the presence of people that he's trying to like win respect from. And that's basically what's happening. It's
Tap not a shot to for the $5 super chat. He says the favorite spot. There was a troll from Melina because culture. Yeah. But Sneako, listen, and I didn't get Destiny's frustrations because it's like Sneako's trying to make it look like it's some kind of win that his girl wants him. It's like, nah, bro, it's not like that. It's a joke. And I think here's the thing. I deep down think Sneako knew that, but he's using that as some kind of weapon to bludgeon Destiny over the head with, which it doesn't work because Destiny knew about it. For Pete's sakes, you asked his permission to post a tweet. Like, I don't get it. And plus, he knew about it. So that's what I'm saying. When he first posted that tweet, I didn't believe him. I'm like, there's no way, dude. There's no freaking way that she would just out here trying to bang you while she's married to Destiny like that, bro. I think it was just a joke. Unless you can have other DMs of her saying, Destiny, let's link up, and after the podcast we can fuck. If she was saying that, I'd be singing a different tune right now. But she didn't say that. It was just a fucking tweet, bro. And Sneako just that's how much of a snake Sneako is. All right, he knows full well what your intentions are, but purposely misrepresents you to make you look bad. I mean, what kind of guy would you even call a guy like that your friend? Let's be honest. Would you call a guy like that your friend? No, he's over here lying. Can't help himself. Charles Indig, where have you been, bro? Welcome back. Shout out to you. Welcome back with the super chat. He says, shout out, bro. Shout out to you. He says, what's good, chat? Let's get these likes up. That is the truest statement I've ever heard. Let's get these likes up right now because, listen, this show is definitely not, it is not getting monetized by YouTube. It's getting that big old yellow sign. That's what it is, right? Like most of my videos at this point. Let's get John. Shout out to you. He says, reality makes men, internet makes whiny incels. Facts. No, that's absolute facts, dude. Like, you're absolutely right. Because here's the thing. I know what toughened me up was dealing with how hard the world is out there. Right, not complaining. Yeah, you can feel down, and you can feel out of it when it comes down to it. Right, that's okay. All right, it's okay to have these feelings and whatnot as you're going throughout the world because the world is designed to crush you. All right, see that's the problem with a lot of Westerners, right? Because especially a lot of these people who are so spoiled with Western culture, right? Because it's one of those things where they don't realize because you a lot of times it's easier. Then we start creating our own problems, right? When we have it so easy, we start to create our own problems. But realistically, the world is designed to crush you. It's not designed to uplift you. It's not designed to help you. You have to fight against the pressure to win as a man. That's how you win, right? You fight against the pressures of the world. You're supposed to welcome it. But from what I've been seeing on the internet, right? And this is different from men I see in the real world. Got our homies in the real world. And when we see a challenge, bruh, it's on site. We're ready to go, right? But on the internet, it's a completely different story. A lot of these guys are now, listen, minus the family court stuff, that's a different situation, right? But still, I went through that, and I still had to battle through that, and that made me a better person coming out. Am I hateful for it? No. Do I hate women for it? No. Because it's one of those things where I went through it, I defeated it, and now I'm here, and I'm positive. That's the most important thing. I'm positive. I don't come out with this attitude, she divorced me, took $20,000. God damn it. No, true story. Like, that was a lot of money, bro. No, you don't see me complaining about that. You don't see me complaining what I lost. I go out and replenish what I lost. I go out and go get it, right? And so are the guys that I surround myself with because they motivate me as I do them, right? But on the internet, it's a different story. A lot of guys, shit happens to them in the real world. They come online, and then you got these guys like Myron just coercing their feelings. Oh, it's okay. It's not your fault. It's feminism. It's made society this way, all right? You're suffering because all these women are making your life hard. That girl that broke up with you, yeah, she's a real problem. You should actually direct all of your hate and anger towards her because realistically, it's not your fault as a man. It's like, bro, listen, the sooner you realize that you're a lot of times your life is not meant for being happy or chasing some kind of fulfillment or whatever the fuck it is. Your life is meant for you to suffer and die. That's it. I mean, that's the harsh reality of it, right? But here's the crazy thing. The little nuggets of happiness that you find along the way, all right, those are the parts that make it so memorable, that make life worth living, right? Because realistically, it's hell, right? As you're moving through, you'll find those little pockets of happiness and you're meant to cherish it. And you're meant to enjoy it. But what happens a lot is people online, or not even online, people in the world, they lose sight of that, right? So they go throughout their lives dealing with all the struggle, dealing with all the suffering, feeling down on themselves, but they miss the little nuggets of happiness that goes along the way. All right, they miss that. They miss the little moments, right? And that's the shit that you're supposed to be leaving for, because this shit is a fucking journey, not a race. It's not a race to be a billionaire, a race to be a millionaire, or whatever the fuck you're racing to. That's not what it is. It's a journey for experience. You're supposed to enjoy the experience, right? So if you're submersed in the journey of life, you will notice the little nuggets of happiness and you will learn to appreciate it, because that's what makes life worth living. You don't get those moments too often. And a lot of people don't realize that. They think that their life is supposed to be great. They're supposed to have whatever it is that they want. That's not the case. It's not how that shit works. Yeah, shout out to you, John. That's the best way I can explain it.
Tim and he's not even like tweeting right now. It's like the spirit of Zerka and Fuentes are like in his Twitter. He just looks to whatever he perceives the strong man in the room to be, and then he just copies that person verbatim.
I was surprised he was bothered by the impressionable comment or the little magazine, because he himself said he was very impressionable. I remember that clip like very distinctly. He said, like, I feel like I'm very impressionable. Everybody tries to change my mind. So I don't know why he was so bothered when you did it specifically. You don't remember that clip?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to think of why was he bothered when I think I can do anything. He'll be bothered by it at this point, but he's just sneaking. That's what he is, Sneako the sneaker.
So what makes you done with it this time over any other time?
I think when people get omega unhinged about my personal life, it's a little bit annoying. And then I don't think there's much deeper to go than like kid stuff and wife stuff.
Destiny, you abandoned your child to go play StarCraft in Miami. You left your kid back in Nebraska. Nebraska Steve left his kid, and you talk about how red pillars are misogynist and have bad relationships. Where's your kid right now? Like, no, real talk. Like, I'm tired of you saying, like, oh, the smugness of being of thinking that you're morally better than us, that we can't have a good relationship, but you're the one who's actually made a woman a single mom. You are the only one who's made a girl a single mom. Get the out of here, bro. Talking about smug. That's smug to feel like you're better than anybody. Where's your kid? Nebraska.
You do that. It's so funny now. All the truth is coming out about you that you're not living that perfect lifestyle, bro. And you out here dating hoes. You be irresponsible, right? So you're the one who's grandstanding, acting like you're better than, while complaining that that's what Destiny does. Like, the hypocrisy. Like, this is the shit that makes people go crazy when they hear shit like this, bro. Because it's like, how can you be that dense? Like, to not realize that you're guilty of the same shit. Like, goddamn. Brian Harris, shout out to you in a $5 super chat. He says, W Live, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting upset.
Nebraska, you called this kid a rat?
Bro, he's there saying, like, we're smug and all this stuff and saying...
So, hold on. If someone says, hey, you're smug, you immediately call their child a rat.
No. He's a rat for leaving his kid, man. Someone needs to play catch with the Sun. Chat, type a 1 if you want an IRL stream or we're playing catch with Nebraska's son.
Just how his life is, but he like morally judges and pontificates to every other person. This is really annoying. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that somebody sent me somebody said that manifesto that Xena wrote. That shit was funny. I don't know why I started laughing. It's both sad and funny.
Yeah, I feel a little bad for Xena. Obviously, she's got manipulated her mind. But
isn't that the girl who hates the Jews?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's her.
Like
I knew it. That's why I don't feel bad for Xena, bro, because I'm not with that anti-Semite shit. I'm just be real with you. You was out here beating on a Jewish woman, talking about Zion, whatever the fuck she was saying, bro. So to be honest, Xena, whatever, she ain't no saint. She's not no saint. John, shout out to you for the $2. He says, Duke be like, I'm here, Myron Square. My bad. Yo, listen, I won't be surprised if something came out and Myron was gay. Right, I won't be surprised if something came out and all these dudes all of a sudden start hopping out the closet one by one. I won't be surprised, right? It just confirmed my suspicions that these guys are hypocrites. That's just what it is.
80% of what she says online is like trolling, but I honestly I don't know. It's hard to say. She might. I don't know. I truly don't know.
All right. So what's going to be the next arc now with the Sneako stuff? I don't feel like the Sneako stuff's done. I feel like they're never going to let that stuff die down that easily.
Who's not going to let what die down?
The whole group. I mean, at the end of the day, they need somebody for their punching bag or what somebody.
You mean like them punching Sneako or punching me?
I think the whole group of them, aren't they always constantly talking crazy about you?
Yeah, a little bit, but I think it's just because we've been debating so much. Like
Destiny, you're the new Baba Yaga. You're the Baba Yaga of the manosphere space, bro. That's just what it is. All right. A lot of these manosphere guys, they have to reference you now. You've embarrassed them so much, you are haunting their dreams. Whenever they're thinking about a talking point, they're thinking about how would Destiny argue against this, right? So yeah, they're always talking about you, especially Donovan, like Donovan Sharp, Donnie Boy, right? He can't keep your name out of his mouth. Hey, ain't his convention coming up soon? I can't wait for that. That beef. And listen, y'all, I'm telling you, y'all don't want to miss this shit. That 21 studios or 21 conventions versus the CME. Oh my God. Yo, that beef is gonna be crazy, dog. That shit's coming up. We're gonna cover that. But Donnie Boy's a loser, bro.
Yeah, who knows what I don't know. That whole they're just like too off the it's like too unhinged. it's just the whole like the pivot into like the hating women and all that is fine. Like, okay, that's base. But like the pivot into like now the crazy JQ into all the conspiracy theory shit. It's just like it's so tiring.
I can see that. I can literally hear in your voice. I've never heard you sound like this.
Yeah, and I can only handle like fucking Sneako with like her Zerka, like that he's like looking up to with puppy dog eyes, like copying on hanging up everywhere. Like I can only see it like so many times where I'm like, it's actually just like I'm pretty sure I told like Sneako like 8 times, like shut the f up, like during that podcast, because every single interjection he had was just like he's like a dumber left-wing version of Hassan, basically, where it's like he's about to just like print out some statement about the Matrix, and it's going to be the most predictable, least intellectually compelling thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I can't even compare him to Hassan. At least Hassan, like, there's some logical through line with a lot of the stuff that he's saying. I just listen to Sneako, and it just sounds like the same propaganda every day.
All right, I think the comments stopped again. I can't see any new ones. Hold up, let me check this other one over here. Yeah, I'm not getting any new comments. Okay, so, hey, John, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. I don't know what's happening. I can't pull it up on StreamYard right now. Let me heart this real quick. Why is that not popping up on here? Yo, YouTube needs to get this shit together. He says, imagine thinking it's cool to talk about going live to stalk down a child. Sneako definitely loved cuties for a reason. Yeah. Watch these guys, bro. Watch them. They're a bunch of freaking weirdos. He went online and publicly defended cuties like it was nothing.
I feel like it's almost insulting to Hassan to say that.
Well, that's why, to be fair, I said a dumber version.
Significantly dumber, but yes, okay.
Significantly dumber. Yeah, that is true. He is significantly.
So, do you take back the whole thing about Sneako being an intelligent person, or do you still feel like?
No, I mean, I think he legitimately does have like a high degree of intelligence, but I think people can get captured by cult stuff, like hardcore.
Okay.
I think it's important to understand that intelligent people can get captured by cult shit, because whether or not you get captured by cult shit, I don't think it has much to do with your intelligence. I think it has more to do with what you're missing in life. And I think that's really important for people to realize, because sometimes you can be a smart person and think you're above getting fucked by certain systems, but you absolutely are not. It's going to come down to like the things that you have and the things you're missing.
So what do you think he's missing exactly? Because you said I heard a lot of stuff about him wanting to emulate a lot of masculine men or whatever it is. What do you think he's missing?
Damn, what is Sneako missing? Honest to God, I don't. It sounds silly to say, but I don't really know him personally that well. Like we've hung out a few times, but I'm not like I wouldn't consider us like ever like friends. Like we weren't like having like deep talks about our past or whatever.
It sounds like Sneako's missing a father figure. That's an easy question to answer. All right, because think about it. He's looking up to every other masculine figure that's around him. It's clearly he needs a strong dad. Has he ever talked about his dad at all? Chat, help me out. Has Sneako ever mentioned his dad at all? Ever in one of his little ramblings or whatnot? I don't think he's ever mentioned his dad. So let's talk about that. Where's the father figure in his life telling him, hey, boy, let me tell you, sit down. Let me talk to you about reality real quick. You don't understand things, right? Where's his daddy? Yeah, but he wants to be there to talk about other people's lives. No, that's what he's missing.
For some reason, some things that I can tell is that like he's like very ideologically lost.
Nah, he's missing a dad.
Oh, actually,
bro.
you know what did happen?
It's not ideology.
I think, it was probably a combination of things. One was him blowing up, that he got really popular really fast. And then two was him not knowing what to do with it. And then the next part was him going too crazy, right? With the rape jokes and crazy shit like that. And then him getting banned, I think sent him down a certain path that he wasn't like mentally mature enough to recover from. And I think it's just been kind of like that on repeat over and over.
See, Destiny's giving Sneako the benefit of the doubt here, and that's fine because he's still the bridge just got burnt. Okay, so the wounds are still fresh. But nah, bro, I don't think it's any of that. I think Sneako knew exactly what he was doing, especially when he got popular, because it wasn't like nobody was around him telling him, hey, if you keep going on the route you're doing right now because you're moving reckless, you're gonna get banned. Everybody told Sneako that. Abba told Sneako that. Destiny, you told him that. Andrew Tate told him that, all right? He followed the footsteps of Andrew Tate, and Andrew Tate got banned. He's surprised he got the same outcome for doing that. So I don't think that him getting banned set him off on the. I mean, maybe it had a little bit of an effect, but I realistically think it was one of those things where you were fully complicit in. You knew. It's not like you weren't warned. Okay, you knew what was happening. Everybody around you was telling you. You keep going down this mad. You were moving mad. You're moving mad. Everybody was telling you that. Even Jadion. When you started bringing Nick Fuentes around, whose idea was it to start bringing Nick Fuentes around YouTube? Seriously, whose idea was that? Right? The most banned person in the history of banning right now. Whose idea was that to bring them on YouTube, platform them so they can start spreading their anti-Jewish hate? Who was the one that did that? Sneako. So are we surprised that he got the same treatment that Andrew Tate did because he was pretending to be Andrew Tate? Let's just be real. So I think he was complicit in a lot of things that he was doing. So he's just having a little bit of problems accepting responsibility for his own actions. Okay, this is why I mean he needs a daddy to teach him that. That's why he looks up to Zerka, he looks up to Myron, he looks up to all these other would-be father figures because realistically he's missing that
over and over and over and over again. But yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't have a community. Maybe he didn't have good like people to look up to in his life. Or maybe he had a really hard time gathering important things from people. Maybe he only ripped like the dumber things, right? Like the Patrice O'Neal like swinger party thing, and then the Fresh and Fit like kind of like the surface red pill shit, and then the Zerka whatever the this is, and now the Fuentes like Nazi shit. Like it feels like if you dig away through everything, I don't know how much of Sneako actually exists. Like, what is Sneako? Like, what is to the core of his character? Like, is there anything in there that he's ever spent time considering before? It feels like when he was younger, it feels like there was, but I guess I don't understand 100% how he was so quick to let all of it go. And he just become like a notepad for everybody else to scribble on. But I'm not sure.
Sneako never left the swinger party. Now he's just getting by every other political ideology, and they're all just taking turns.
True. But also, I don't even think that was it. I feel like if Sneako had never done that swinger thing, I think he would be at about the exact same spot in life.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think that. I know that like people attack him a little bit, but I don't think that was it. I wonder if, and I don't know, and I can't know, but I wonder if in the background, if stuff with his family was affecting him a lot. I'm not sure. Like,
I'm not surprised if he has family issues. Tonio, shout out to you for the Tonio23. Shout out to you for the $2 super chat. He says Sneako wants to be Patrice O'Neal as a comedian. See, I don't know why I can't. Can y'all see the super chat right here? Can y'all see? I don't think y'all can see it, bro. What is up with YouTube right now? But I see your super chat, bro. Thank you so much. LTTV, shout out to you. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, it's like he needs a dad, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going through family issues right now. Like I wouldn't be surprised.
Sneako privately is a very interesting person. So, like for instance, the types of girls that Sneako is most attracted to are actually almost identical to the types of girls that.
Yeah, y'all not able to see the super chat. That's crazy. Yo, that's wild that YouTube's doing this right now. That's crazy. Y'all can't see that. But shout out to you for the super chat. I don't know what's going on with YouTube right now. Like I can see it.
I'm attracted to, but his ideology hates them, right? Like I'm attracted to.
Oh, wait, John. Wait, can you see this too? Can you see this too? All right, so okay, I guess it's working again. Yo, something's wrong with YouTube, dog. I don't know what's going on. The Matrix.
Like kind of bitchy, like high self-esteem, like these types of girls are the ones that I'm attracted to. When you look at who he was dating, like privately, like the I don't know how much is publicly known, but like the last girl that he did the swinger party with, she fit the bill on that perfectly. Xena is like a very aggressive. She's a little simpy, but she's like a very aggressive, very opinionated girl. But like even though privately he tends towards that, publicly he's got so much pressure to find like bimbo 18-year-old virgin dipshits, and so like so he's got this weird like private public persona that is like completely and totally opposite from each other. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't know what happened. I wonder if it's family stuff or what, but I don't know him personally enough to dig into.
I think Destiny. It's a listen. I know it's confusing because I think Destiny knows, but he doesn't want to reveal certain things, right? Because clearly, based off what Destiny's insinuating right now, Sneako probably has some problems at home, right? And it doesn't surprise me, right? He probably has some problems at home, but no, it's not that. It's not because of his family issues or whatever he's dealing with that causes him to have two different personas privately and publicly. No. The public persona is actually, Destiny was right earlier. The public persona he's doing is for that validation. He wants that validation from guys like Andrew Tate. He wants that validation from guys like Zerka. He wants that validation from guys like Myron. So publicly, all right, because he gets the clout, because that's what the validation brings him. It brings him clout. It brings him all this nonsense, right? So he's going to benefit from that. But deep down, does he believe in the crap that he's preaching? No. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that. He doesn't believe in any of that crap, right? So I think he's actually indulging in things he really wants to believe in, right? Not that he's feeling pressure to indulge in this, because I mean the way he's treating Xena, there's no way he felt pressured. Okay, maybe he felt pressured to hide her, but pressure to date her? Nah. Sneako wanted Xena. Okay, he wanted to date his girl like that. Let's just be real. Let's be honest. Okay, but he knew that if he started bringing a girl like Xena around, okay, it's gonna end up being like a Fresh and Miranda situation, right? Y'all remember Fresh and Miranda, where Fresh was talking about, oh yeah, Miranda's such a good girl. It turns out she was being a little Brittany Renner on TikTok, right? So I think he doesn't want that backlash that's gonna come with, oh shit, you were saying that you don't want to date with 304s and OnlyFans women, but here you are actually you're dealing with one. And also this same OnlyFans independent woman, she's actually treating you good, right? She's helping you out with your business. She's being super supportive. She's loving you, and she's dedicating herself wholly towards you. And that goes against everything they've been preaching, right? It goes against everything because according to the shit that Sneako's been preaching, along with his buddies Fresh and Fit, right? A girl like Xena is supposed to be the absolute worst. She's supposed to be the most non-committal. She's supposed to be the ones that's more likely to break your heart, more likely to cheat on you, do all these crazy stuff because she has a past and she has so many bodies on her. But it turns out reality is a little bit different than what these bozos preach you from the red pill, right? It turns out reality, body count, and there's no direct correlation between that and your ability to keep a man, right? There's no correlation between that, right? And just because it seems like, because you got to look at the study a lot of times these guys are doing, and sometimes when you look at the study, it tells a little bit of a different story. Again, it's very easy to lie with numbers. Very easy, right? But when you run up against reality, you start to realize, oh, wait, maybe not all these OnlyFans girls are just going to like fuck you over and be these lazy, greedy 304s, right? Maybe like these girls actually they actually have character. Yeah, they did the OnlyFans and whatnot or whatever the fuck, right? But I mean, she's helping with my business and she's helping promote me. And she's helping me do all this stuff and she showed me love and undivided attention. She listens to me. She's the exact opposite of what Myron preaches when it comes to women, right? So that right there alone fucks the whole game up. So Sneako cannot let that get out. If he lets that get out, it fucks the whole game up because it exposes him. His fans will laugh at him. And he needs that validation from his fans. Oh, shit, we got a member, a renegade boss. Welcome to Duke the Don family. Welcome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Renegade. I appreciate it. John with the $2 super chat. He says, I saw it. One in the chat if you see this. Okay, good. I can see it. Like, I can see it. But, like, it's just giving me this little error. Hold on. Let me see if I can share this. Let me see if I can share this screen real quick. Hold up. I'm going to move this tab over here. I'll share you my live stream backend real quick. It's going to look kind of funny. Hold up. Not this one. My StreamYard backend. Let's do this one right here. Hold up. Right here. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Because it's so weird that it's doing that. Oh shit, it's not letting me. Hold up. Okay, I can share this window real quick. All right, never mind the sound. But y'all see this little thing up at the corner right here? This little thing right here. Y'all see this? It says heads up, there's a known issue with YouTube comments right now. You might not receive some comments in the studio. So it's weird because I can see it on my end right here on StreamYard. But, like, I don't know. It's not showing up on the other screen over here either. So I don't know if there's something wonky with it. But, yeah, it's kind of odd. But I'm glad you guys can see it now. But let's get back to the show. I just want to show y'all that because that shit's crazy. Let me bring this back up. There we go. Let's get back into it, chat.
It was personal to figure out, like, what
went
wrong.
Yeah. I think what you said in regards to I don't know. There was something that stuck out to me. Maybe this was just a very bizarre thing.
Mm-hmm.
It almost makes the person stop to seem like a real person to me a little bit. But when he was talking about when she was talking about the fact that he was hiding the fact that he was dating her for his image, and he was telling her like he couldn't be seen with her in public. To me, I don't know why, but it just made him seem super phony.
Yep.
Because of how openly he was preaching to everybody about living his truth and being this and this and that. The fact that he had a girlfriend that he was hiding because he knew it was bad for his image tells me that he knows he's a fraud deep down inside.
Boom! See, Abba keeping it real. See, listen, this is why I love Abba, bro. Abba always keeps it real, right? Because, like, you know, it's night and day with what Destiny said. And don't get it twisted. I respect what both of them have to say. And both of them are coming from two different perspectives. Because Destiny obviously cares about Sneako, right? He's someone who's genuine. He cares, right? And it hurts him to kind of deal with this shit. You can kind of even hear it in his voice, right? Abba don't give a fuck. Abba is ruthless, bro. I'm going to tell you that right now. Abba is pate. Okay, he don't care. He's like, listen, you a scumbag, dog. You hiding your girl? You know you a fraud. He's right. I mean, Abba is right. He knows he's a fraud. Let's just be real. Like, you gotta hide your girl, dog. I mean, come on, really? You preaching all this holistic shit, but you hiding your girl because you're afraid about the consequences it might bring? You're a fraud. So Abba is on point, 100%.
Not girlfriends, because I'm pretty sure he was private with the Maria shit for a lot longer than people realized, and he was private with the Xena shit. I don't know how many others he's hidden. I mean, I can start asking around to find out. But I mean, I know he's hidden like his sexual escapades. But no, that is pretty. It's pretty sad. Yeah.
No, I just think if you're going to be that person who's going to be that hyper judgmental about everyone and how they run their shit, it's just so fascinating that you out here just lying about your girlfriend.
Yeah.
That you lying about your mate. You're telling everybody, don't wife up these Instagram whores, this and that, but you are privately telling these Instagram whores that you are, you
love them
that you love them and that they're your girlfriends, but publicly you lie. It's just like, and you claim you're about your self improvement, this and that, but it just sounds like you're doing PR. That's what it really sounds like when you really do it.
Facts, yo. See, now listen, now Destiny, listen, this is why you need somebody who's grounded like Abba. Because Abba, he's petty, but he grounded as fuck. You can't deny that. He's a grounded individual. You can tell. He's a realist, right? He sees reality for what it is. And he's calling it out. And Destiny agrees. You have no choice but to agree with that. You literally don't have a choice but to agree with that, because he's literally letting you know that he's not a man of his own word while telling you that you need to be a man of your word, right? You need to stop listening to his reaction channels. Why? Because we exposing you? Is that what it is? How about you be a man of your word and actually do the things you were saying you were doing, right? You're talking about, I'm on my journey, I'm working out, I'm traveling the world, right? I'm working on myself. Meanwhile, you dealing with 304s behind the scenes. You ain't working on nothing. You're not working on nothing. You trying to crawl up in the box and keep it quiet. That's what you're doing. You're not building nothing. You traveling around. Your girl right there. She's just not on camera, but she right there. You a fraud, Sneako. And I think it's high time you accept that.
I don't even think that,
because the person I remember was very open about his insecurities, very open about his imperfection, his want for clout, and he it was very human, which I think is beautiful in a way. But now it just seems like he's more about maintaining his image and still lying about the fact that he has those insecurities rather than just admitting to it. Like the human part about Sneako, which I think most people is what they grew to like, I think is kind of slipping away for this image of the masculine man he wants to portray.
Or has slipped away for a while. If you watch him on shows, I don't know if you notice this, he even tries not to laugh. He tries so hard to sit there and look stoic and holding frame. That's how much of a persona that he tries.
It's hard to laugh when you're doing the Diamond Andrew Tate pose. You got to maintain frame the whole time. Be super.
Yeah, that's so weird.
The fact that he adopted the guy's hands is so cringe to me. There's an element of follower that he exemplifies so hard whilst trying to be a leader at the same time. I think there's a part of him that wants to lead and be seen as one, and then all of his actions just make him come off as a bit corny. When I see him there holding his hands like a diamond and being like, is this changing your whole body frame because you hung out with Andrew Tate once? It's making that.
Yeah, and I don't even.
Yo, Alpha going in right now, but he's not wrong. Chat, he's not wrong, bro. Think about it. He's calling himself a leader, and then he's trying to mold himself literally from a guy like Andrew Tate, right? You're copying his mannerisms, right? You're trying to be like another guy. It's almost like you're an imitator. You're not the real deal, right? I'm not, good Lord. I'm not saying Andrew Tate's a real deal either, all right? Maybe a real pedophile or a real trafficker, right? I mean, only the court. Hey, listen, he's charged for trafficking minors. We don't know where that fuck that's going, right? But I'm just saying, listen, when y'all doing this, you're mimicking a behavior of a guy that you met online, right? I think it's just so cringe because it just shows how much of a follower mentality he has. Sneako is the ultimate bot. I don't think you guys understand that. Sneako is the ultimate bot. He doesn't have a personality of his own. He wants to copy other people that he thinks are more manly than him. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, Abba's 100% right. This guy is cringe for doing that, bro. You're sitting there copying his mannerisms after just meeting the guy. Where's your personality at? I meet a bunch of respectable people all my life. I'm not sitting there trying to, copy their exact mannerism. That's fucking weird, dude. That's the most cringe shit ever. Where's your base and where's your foundation? Right? You're just out here flying around here trying to be like everyone else you run into. There's no grounding to Sneako. There's nothing there. So Abba's completely right. And one of the things that he said was actually true, right? If you start to watch Sneako, he's not the whatever humanity or whatever human aspect you can relate to that was once there, it's no longer there. He's all about just talking points and shaming liberals. That's it. Talking points, shaming liberals. Conspiracy, talking points, shaming liberals. That's it. There's nothing else to Sneako. Before there was more, now there's nothing. He's just and this is what the red pill does to you. Because you become a what do you call it? A vassal. Right? You're just an empty husk. That's what it is, right? Because you sold your soul. Sneako doesn't have a soul anymore. That's why he's up there trying to be like everybody else because he doesn't have anything in here. And Abba is completely right. Even though he's being petty, he's absolutely right. John, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. He says, petty recognize petty, and Abba's steady with it. Here, facts, bro. He's not letting up on this dude.
Even like, again, I don't necessarily fault like the exploration. Like, he's a kid, but it's just like trying to
No, that's me. He's fucking 25 years old. That's not a kid, dog.
Do that exploration while also so confidently and smugly passing judgment on every other person and telling everybody else how horrible they are and how righteous you are and blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, come on. Like, you can't, like, explore, figure your shit out. That's fine. But like, this is a religion you've been a part of for like 3 months. How are you about to tell other people that you've discovered like absolute truth and then pass judgment on everybody else's degenerate lifestyle? Like, no, and he always does this too. And it also goes into like the picking the religion. He's like, pick the religion. And now he's like he's trying to use it as a shield. Like, I was like, oh, people are attacking me because I'm Muslim. Like, no, they're not, bro. They're thinking because you're a corny hypocrite. Like, no one gives a shit that you're Muslim at all. Literally nobody cares. I have never in my life seen somebody be like, oh, Sneako's so shitty because he's Muslim. What they're saying is you're shitty because you say you're Muslim, but you don't know any of the core tenets of Islam. You probably have never read a Quran in your life, except for what you've seen like in a YouTube video.
Yo, is Angela still in the chat? I'm about to drop the link real soon. I want to, because you said something. You said Lauren was lying. I want to see what you're talking about. If you could provide more context to this, Angela, that'd be awesome. All right, let me know if you're still in the chat.
And then you obviously every single part of your life is contrary to the purported values that you claim to like cherish so much now. And it's only when you can like do it for clout, right? Like if he can have 2 girls on him on stream, he'll do it because he knows that clouts him up, even if it's like haram or, you know, asking people for drugs to do work or, you know, having threesomes with girls because he likes the sexual promiscuity, like all that. It's just, yeah, it's just cringe. I don't know.
Please connect with Colin Noir. Would be a very interesting 2-way combo.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what.
Yeah, how do you feel about? In the same vein, I don't want to stay on this topic too long, but how did you feel about Jordan Peterson? A lot of these conservative people seeing that Tate video go viral and then disavowing the pimp himself, calling him one of the lowest forms of a human being.
Opinions on Andrew Tate and the masculine movement happening in young men across the globe.
Well, I really haven't said anything about Andrew Tate, and I probably won't tonight. But well, I'll make a few comments about the Andrew Tate phenomenon. You know, I would say is that the mystery is there is a mystery in relationship to Andrew Tate, and the mystery is why is he so popular? And I think part of the reason he's so popular is because he doesn't easily bend a knee, so to speak. You know, and it isn't obvious to me that he doesn't bend a knee because of his stellar moral character, but because I'm not particularly, what would you say, impressed by what he's done on the sex business front. It seems to me a bit on the pimpy side, let's say. And I'm not a great admirer of pimps. So, even if they're the electronic version.
I mean, it's to be expected, right? Like a conservative is never going to be a big fan of like the Tate stuff. So you've seen that break happening slowly over the past like 6 months, right?
Yeah, and it's actually that conservative breakup from the manosphere is actually speeding up, right? And which is crazy. And like, don't even get me started on Patrick Bet-David, bro. Patrick Bet-David is losing his mind. This guy is going full conspiracy bozo. Like, I don't even like. He's no like any ounce of respect you have for that guy now. I don't respect him. That Adam Sosnick, all those people part of the show, they're all losers, right? I mean, like he had Anthony Weiner on his show, and like the amount of conspiracy jargon that came out of Patrick Bet-David's mouth. It's almost like he's a propagandist, and he's just coming out here pretending to be independent media, but coming out here lying, right? And that's what's going on around this whole place. And the breakup with a lot of these conservatives, right? Listen, I think what's gonna happen now is that what do you call it? Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson. This rift is this is it. This is the straw that's literally busting the camel's back right now. The reason why is because Jordan Peterson has the exact same audience demographic. I mean, a very similar audience demographics to Andrew Tate. Let that sink in. Some of the same people, young men that were inspired by Jordan Peterson and his movement, Tate also has the same demographic. So if you look on Twitter right now, you look at some of these other spaces that it's comparing it to, you see a lot of people are split, especially these tater tots, right? They're like, oh no, I love Andrew Tate, but I also love Jordan Peterson, and you both saved my life, and this and that. Angela, the link's pinned, by the way. You saved my life, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that, right? This is what it is, because a lot of people are going to be split. On one hand, you have someone who's actually accomplished in something, right? Who's a fucking professor, or was a professor. Is he still working in the school? I think he got fired, right? That was his old shtick. He got fired, and now but he was a clinical, not clinical psychologist, he was a psychologist or something like that. Somebody tell me what kind of psychologist he was. I know he was like some kind of professor, psych professor or something like that. But this guy was an actual accomplished dude in the real world. Someone that you can say, okay, yeah, I don't agree with a lot of your points, Jordan Peterson, but at least you worked to get where you were, right? Then you got Andrew Tate, someone who used people to get to the top where he's at, and then bragged about using a lot of the men he used, and used that to monetize off of you, pretending to be the savior, right? It's funny how they put these guys on the same level, which I find hilarious, right? But it's one of those things where it's like, listen, this right here is going to be the big rift that we've all been waiting for. I've been waiting for it. I ain't gonna lie. I've been waiting for this shit because I want to see how these tater tots are going to behave. Who are they going to choose? Are they choose someone as sophisticated as Jordan Peterson? Or are they going to choose someone as a degenerate as Andrew Tate, right? What are we going to do here? You're going to see that it's going to keep growing. That rift is not going to stop. John, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says, Sneako. He says, that copy Pokemon, he a real-life Shangon, a Shanstan, a male Mystique, Mr. Steal Your Image, want your girl. Mr. Steal Your Image, want your girl. Yeah, he's like, again, Sneako has no personality other than the person who's next to him, right? That's the extent of Sneako's personality. Whoever's sitting right next to him. If it's Zerka, I'm Zerka. If it's Myron, he's Myron. If it's Tate, he's Tate, right? He's whatever is sitting next to him because, again, this goes back to I genuinely think this guy has daddy issues, bro. I shit you not. I think he has daddy issues. That's why he's trying to copy after the dominant person in the room. It's actually kind of cringe if you really think about it. TJ Blackmore, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says, Peterson got destroyed when people replied to that tweet with a picture of Michaela with Andrew Tate. She went to Romania to get the business advice. Yeah, that was dumb. Because people were saying, because I saw some of those comments too. They were saying that Jordan Peterson was mad about Michaela or Andrew Tate flying his daughter out there, which I don't think he flew her out there. I don't know. Somebody help me out with that. But apparently they're saying Jordan Peterson is mad about that, so he's doing this. And I don't think that's the case because if Jordan Peterson was really mad about that, right, if he knew what this was, he'd have probably said something way before that, right? So I don't think that's the case. But yeah, that is damn. And like, you're like, hey. But then you can also say that she did it for clout too, like everybody else is doing, right? Like a lot of these people, they want that Tate clout. It's so weird, bro. It's just the weirdest thing. Angela, welcome to the show. Shout out to you, girl. How you doing?
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. I gotta put on my headphones though. There's like a air, like background noise coming from your end.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah, my audio is
down and come back up. That's cool too.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Good thing. Seems like the tides are turning on this whole red pill nonsense. It's slowly fading out and petering out more and more and more.
Yeah.
Or do you feel like that's overstated, or did you?
I mean, I think the huge blow up was definitely with I think the huge blow up was definitely with the Tates, and then I mean now they fully disavowed it. And since they fully disavowed it, I mean the only people you've got left now are like Fresh and Fit, but for some reason Fresh and Fit are going on like a whole like JQ arc where they're just like obsessed with like Jewish conspiracies and shit. So, aside from them, like who else is, Pearl?
Yeah, I think they probably are just getting bored of their own content too. They just don't want to keep talking to whores every day, even though that's their moneymaker. At some point, that shit gotta get boring. No?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, you'd imagine like how many? Yeah, I think.
Nope, I still hear it.
No, this is terrible. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I gotta figure this out.
Take your time. Take your time. We got time. Don't worry about it.
Being a menace. I hate being a menace. Okay,
I'm gonna put you on mute real quick. It's like a static, like a background noise.
Even you can even see it with Myron, and I see it in the subreddit too, where it's like people are like, yeah, okay, well, here's another show we just shit on girls for 4 hours, you know.
Yeah, it's like at some point you just got to pivot. That's why you can't be you can't be doing that shit forever. So I think I understand why they would want to change that up a little bit. So good for them.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is probably the thing you want to switch to, but I understand the switch.
Yeah. Who knows?
No, like Destiny's right though, and Abba's also right, because I think what they're doing is, again, there's only so much anti-woman bullshit that you can spew out there, right? There's only so much of that you can do before it starts to get boring and tiring. That's why you've seen them switch over to this anti-Semitic kind of nonsense that is like getting crazy. And honestly, it's one of those things where it's where do you go from here? All right, you already talked as much extreme shit you can about women and society and all this crap, right? Only step right now is to go even further, right? Because what you got a bunch of young radicalized males who've been listening to y'all this whole entire time, and now y'all getting sick of the message you're preaching. So you either go into politics or you go into this weird conspiracy shit like Patrick Bet-David, which I find utterly cringe. But they're absolutely right. This is the next evolution of the red pill. That's why you need more people coming out here and criticizing this junk, because realistically, young men and young women, they're gonna be in trouble. They're gonna be in big trouble if nothing is done about this, because this shit's not gonna stop. There's only gonna be more frustrated young men out there who are angry and they're looking for something to attach their emotions to. Just keep that in mind.
So, but I don't know. It's all boring. We'll see. I just desperately need this next political season to roll around.
Well, for what, Theo? Isn't the presidential elections coming up soon? Or a year from now?
Like a year, yeah.
Well, at least until then, you'll have some debates. But hey, man, I'm gonna let you go. I don't want to stay on this topic too long because I'm also pretty exhausted by it. But I just had to come on for the honorary bridge burn. And,
Yo, Abba's crazy, yo.
Hopefully this doesn't escalate further. But I have a feeling it will.
Well, what can I mean, I don't think I can escalate anymore now. All of his shit is
it could escalate. It could escalate. I heard some of the stuff they said on stream, but they could definitely go farther with some of the stuff they want to say.
I mean, the only thing, like, how many different ways can you talk about me abandoning my child and being a cuck? Like, I mean, there's only so many more times you could reiterate the same points. And, like, I've heard these attacks for 5 years. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
whereas these guys legitimately have so many skeletons in their closet. That's why I never understand why these people like to go to war. Like, why would you go to war with somebody like Xena who could just, like, roast your shit so much? It's so stupid. But
yeah, but I honestly don't think that Xena's thing is that big of a deal because she doesn't have a platform, so nobody cares.
I mean, it's spreading on Twitter right now, right? It's big on their subreddit. Like, I think people are going to give Sneako shit over it. Like, I'm seeing like the Your Rage guy is like tweeting about it now too. So, but who knows how far it'll carry? We'll see.
Well, maybe it'll go further than I expected. Maybe I didn't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we'll keep in touch, buddy.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll let you be careful, buddy.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that was a dope ass conversation. It just lets you know that hey, a lot of things that are happening right now, it's not looking too good for the red pill. Angela, what's good, girl? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you. I gotta meet you. Here you go. Oh, now I can't hear you at all.
So bad.
That's better. That's better right there.
Is there any weird sounds or good?
There is, but I think it's manageable.
It's manageable. What are we in the third world country right now? The fuck?
Might as well. Might as well.
Maybe I should just log in from my phone. I don't know why this is being like this, and I'm sorry.
No, this is actually good. Like this is actually not. Yeah, it's not as bad as it was before. So what is it? What did we get wrong about this whole Lauren thing? Because you said Lauren lied, or what? Or is she telling the truth? Like, what's happening?
So I know Amy. Amy knows the girl that they're talking about that got in the car. They just announced it that long story short, Lauren had stretched out the truth, and Lauren had saw a fraction of whatever it is that happened. Like, if you could look on the surface and say it is an unhealthy relationship, I don't know about abusive. It depends on what you want to, characterize as abusive. I mean, I've gotten to arguments with my man where I've gotten my ass beat. I'm really sensitive whenever I get my ass chewed up by my man. Mm-hmm. So when Lauren saw this girl, what's her name, Xena, cried or whatever that night, the story was Lauren was supposed to take that girl home, but then Lauren had to take somebody else home. That girl was offered to go in Sneako's car. Sneako was being friendly, but not crossing the line from what the girl said. That's her story. She said Sneako didn't flirt with her. But at the same time, women have somewhat lack of awareness sometimes when it comes to certain people, the selective awareness on whether a guy's flirting or not. So that's subjective to whoever wants to say. But the long story short, Sneako didn't take her, and no one dragged anyone out of anyone's car. That story was fabricated.
Oh, okay. Because Destiny said that he kind of verified what Lauren was saying. So they're not I don't know what's going on with that. So What? So, because I think it's first of all, I think it's weird that Sneako would. So, did he flirt with her? Is that part true? Like, what do you?
Well, I mean, like Sneako bought her like sushi that night.
Okay.
He offered to take her home, but then because Xena was crying, they didn't. The girl felt bad because she didn't know that they were dating. Because Xena was the one who brought the girl on the show.
So that part's true. Okay.
Yes, Xena did bring because Xena she recruits the girls to get on, but the girl didn't know that there was a relationship going on between them. So next thing you know, I think Sneako offered to take her home, and she was about to, and then she saw Xena bawling, and Xena was like, "That's my boyfriend." Like she said word for word, "That's my boyfriend" to the girl, and that's when the girl was like, "Oh shit, well I didn't know, I'm a girl's girl." So then she was like, "You know what? I'm just not going to take the ride home from Sneako." And then she went home with Lauren. So, I was really surprised to hear that Lauren had stretched out the story, considering the girl went home with her.
Oh, this almost the Sneako shit almost sounds like that Tate bottom bitch type nonsense, right? Where you got you're dating literally the girl that recruits other girls for the show. Like you like listen, that's way too familiar for my liking. I don't know if I'm okay with that. But I mean, it's not like there are a bunch of OnlyFans girls. I don't know if they are, it'd be a different story. But like, I mean, I know Xena is, but it's just one of those things that I just find interesting, man. Like the similarities. What are your thoughts on this whole situation though? Like with like the brand that Sneako's putting out there versus like how he treated Xena, right?
Yeah, I personally looking at the relationship, I don't like the way he treated her, and everyone's like, why would you? But it's public. Once it's public, everyone has room to talk about it, and I think it's so unhealthy because those guys, in my opinion, have like a consistent pattern of manipulating women. And I've noticed that a lot of these girls would even put themselves up like, "Oh no, I know, no, you didn't know," because you could verbally say "I love you" and then do another thing and treat her another way. And based on how these guys are in that space, these girls are like loyal. It's like that ghetto "I love you" ride or die Bonnie and Clyde bullshit, and to them they feel like they're loved. But to me, the way that relationship is really toxic. Have you seen the girl that he was dating, the Rumble wifey girl? I did like a video. So the girl.
Oh, your volume is a little your volume is a little low. It just got like a real low.
Is it still low?
Now it's like doing this weird thing on the back here. Like I can hear like this weird. Can't hear you.
Testing 1 2 testing.
Oh yeah, there's a weird little reverb coming from there.
What the fuck? I need to get my headphones back in. I'm sorry.
Get your headphones on. Don't worry about it. You got time.
Oh, see what it is? Like, all right. So I don't know if you know, but like these fucking things, like you have to like update them in the computer, and like you have to like you don't just plug them in and they work. Like you have to do all this weird stuff, and I'm not familiar with this stuff.
You gotta get welcome to content creation.
Yeah, like where's my man at? I want to bother him now, and like Jesus Christ. Okay, so the audio's still shit right now. Audio's still shit.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, it's just that weird little reverb. Misinterpretation. Shout out to you for the $5 in the chat. Good show as usual. And Angela looks really pretty. Oh yeah, she's looking fine as hell right now. Looking good.
You guys are funny.
But yeah, I just find it. Yeah, you're absolutely right though. What you said earlier. I just think like a lot of these guys. What I find interesting is that they talk shit about these girls. They say all these crazy nonsense, but yet there's this weird undertone of attraction towards them. And my thing is like, listen, because one thing I think that's deplorable about Sneako is that he knows, like, because Xena, based on what she said, and I can't confirm like if she was this good girl helping him out with the business, like she was saying on Twitter. I don't know that. I can't confirm that, right? But if she was this girl that was doing all this work for him, it goes against the crap they've been saying about girls who do OnlyFans or girls who are independent or girls who are, doing all these different things, right? Because girls like Xena are supposed to be the ones who are supposed to be, lazy or not be able to help you. They're supposed to be selfish. It's all about them. But here we have a situation where she was all about Sneako. Sneako took her in, and yet when it came down to it, he couldn't even hold up his end of a bargain. You see what I'm saying? So I just find that just very weird that would happen. It's like, listen, dude, why do you care? If she's all the types of quality, she has all the type of qualities that you want in a woman, someone who's supporting you, someone who loves you regardless. Why is it that you're denying her, or at least trying to distance yourself from her all of a sudden when it's coming out that you guys are actually dating towards the public, right? It just doesn't make any sense. At that point, you would just, it'd be more of a manly thing to just claim her and say, yeah, she's a great girlfriend and this is all the stuff she's been doing for me, right? I just find it's a bitch shit that he did, man. That was just
they're all bitches. Is the audio okay before I continue talking?
Yeah. That's decent. It's better than last time.
Bear with me. No, they're all simps behind closed doors, though. Like, they're notorious for being simps. Like, Jay Waller is like that behind closed doors. All of them. They're all fucking weird behind, because you can't keep up with it. Like, you can play this hardball on the internet, but then behind closed doors, that doesn't actually apply to real life. A lot of these girls, you can only get them in the door, but after that, how can you maintain them being your slaves and your peasants for you? These girls have to actually want to do it for you, so you're gonna have to tune up the empathy and the compassion with it. They all do, and it's totally normal, but they try to deny it, and it just, after a while, you can only pimp for so long if you're not gonna pay your hoes. They're gonna be asking like, yo, claim me or pay me. What is it? And they don't. And this is why it gets so messy. And proof is in the pudding. As much as these guys don't want to own it, it's all there.
Yeah. So how long have you been? Cause I didn't ask. How long have you been in like the whole like info? Because I know you from the whole MLD shit, which I find hilarious still. All right, because you got him with the whole inner game healing summit, so he's got to go work on his feelings after that ass whooping. But still, like, so how long have you been familiar with like some of the red pill talking points and some of the things that they've been saying when it comes to women or the types of women and like how men should conduct themselves in society? And then like, where do you see all of this stuff heading? Like, where do you see the trajectory, right?
So unfortunately, I think it's always going to be around, because I resonated with most of it because of how I grew up. So like I've mentioned before, I think it is a reality in their world. It is a scarcity mindset that does exist, but you have to evolve out of it. Like after you hit like a certain pivot in life, like that shouldn't still be your philosophy. And it's forever their philosophy, because like the reason why I even sort of fell into it was something that I grew up and it was engraved in me, of how men generally think, men who prey on women. Like that's what I was told by the men in my family. Like you have to be careful because of where we grew up. Nobody means well for anybody. It's just the mindset that we're in. So you have to recognize that people are going to try to they're going to manipulate you. They're going to want things from you. Everything is transactional. So that's where a lot of it did resonate with me. But I'm at a different point in my life now. I do have a very healthy relationship. And even my man was like, listen, like, I understand that's how you grew up, but that's not how our relationship is. Like, that's not realistic for longevity. So unfortunately, I think look at the way people live. People can be rich and still live very poor. It's just the way that they are, the way that they choose to live their life. And that's how most of these guys will always be. So I know people that would say like, we live a very financially free life. My wife still eats molded food because of how she grew up. It's a mindset. So I don't know if this is ever going to go away, because people like having problems to profit off of, and people that have real lives, who have healthy lives, are going to look like, what the fuck is wrong with it? The goal is to find solutions and get out of it. But these guys, like, no, there is no solution. We're doomed. It's inevitable. So they like living in their misery, but they like making money from it, because that trumps morality, that trumps everything, because money is the only thing that makes them feel alive as a human being, because they don't actually create anything. Because the truth is that they're all fucking nerds, and they're mad at the world for punishing them. When it's just, dude, like, it's okay, you're a nerd, it happens. I'm Asian, I got made fun of. People were fat, they had to lose weight. It's fucking normal. But instead of recognizing that, they punish everyone, and they continue creating a cycle of just making it normal. Like, hey, it is what it is. Everyone's gonna pay for it, and I'm just like, dude, you're childish for that.
No, you're absolutely right, because which is now that I ask, because how long have you been around the manosphere? Because your conclusion is exactly what I've been preaching this entire time, right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to look at this, what these guys are saying, and say, hey, listen, man, y'all sound like you're not ready to heal, right? Y'all need to get on MLD's game and start a healing summit, because like y'all are not there. Y'all are just sitting here, and there's just all this animosity. And the thing is, like, and this is one thing I never understood, right? Because I don't like, here's the thing, because all the stuff they're talking about that men go through, right? I've been through it. I've been through the divorce system. I've been married. I've been through all of that, right? So it's one of those things where, did I let it affect me? No. Yeah, when you're going through it, it fucking sucks and you're dealing with all this bullshit. But you chalk it up as this life, and you got to figure out how to handle it and move forward. Otherwise, it starts fucking with your mind, like real talk. Like, it will fuck with your mind, and it can bring you down. You can start having crazy thoughts about deleting yourself and stuff like that if you let that get to you. And you also got to be mindful of the people you have around you too as well. And I think that these guys don't even have a positive, like an actual positive real life group around them that can actually be like that, act as that support network for them when they're going through that shit. And second of all, a lot of these guys don't know how to like properly seek help to go ahead and move on from whatever trauma it is, right? Whether they're seeking help from someone you could trust, or going to a professional, or whatever the hell it is. A lot of these guys, they don't do that. I think they think that their version of seeking help is coming online and listening to what these red pillars are saying. And obviously they'll give them these little advice and whatever it is that, hey, do this or buy this course and whatnot, and they feel as though they're changing their lives, but in the end of the day, they haven't really done anything or accomplished anything because none of the stuff that they're actually teaching you marries well with reality, right? So it's one of those things where are they actually getting the stuff to help them? No, realistically, they're getting the things that keeps them stuck in the same emotional state when they're here. Because what are you growing for? You haven't grown anything. You're just sitting here talking about the same thing. And if you notice, a lot of these content creators in the management space, they've been here for like over, some of them like up to 10 years. If you talk about like guys like Rolo, he's like the oldest guy I've seen. 10 years he's been in this space, right? 10 years he's still this guy's married, right? He's got a wife, and his wife is a modern woman. He raised his daughter to be the modern woman, right? And yet he's coming online with a 27-year-old marriage, which is, my marriage only lasted 3 years, which is crazy. Like, yo, you went 27 years. Why aren't you teaching the skills to keep a woman for that long? Why are you sitting there talking about don't get married, get vasectomies, do this, do that? You're not teaching the shit that got you in a successful marriage, right? So I just find it so interesting. Well, I hear echo. No, it's cool. It's cool. Oh yeah, it's definitely coming from you, Angela.
From me?
Yeah.
Oh, why is this being
technical difficulties? No, but like that's facts. Like you got a guy like that, right? It's almost like he's trying to relieve his glory days, like from being like what do you call a youngster, right? And it kind of goes with what you said earlier. A lot of these guys, they're straight up nerds who never actually got that full experience. And the thing is, it wasn't. I'm not saying it was like a super easy thing, right? Because obviously every guy goes through some type of shit. It's not easy, but it's like, as a man, like you just go through it. I mean, you're not gonna come up here and bitch about your life and whatnot, because I could easily do that and say, "Oh, my life's hard. I went through divorce and I lost so much money." I could be easily doing that, but I already handled that shit. Now it's behind me, and I'm over here. I'm enjoying life. I'm looking at what's ahead of me and figuring out how to go forward. But you're not seeing that in the space because a lot of these guys, they haven't moved on from that hurt. Whatever girl or situation that did whatever to them, they're still stuck in that time, whether they got made fun of in middle school or the girl they really had a crush on went with the other guy, right, that was cooler than them, right? I don't know whatever trauma they're dealing with, but it's not resolved. That's why some of these guys, they say certain things that don't even make the lick of sense. Like, it only sounds good if you're still in high school, right? Like the way these guys glorify pimping, the way these guys glorify sleeping around with multiple women. First of all, I can tell they don't have that experience. They don't have that experience, not even just dealing with one girl, dealing with multiple girls at the same time, because that's a lot of emotions you got to balance. It's a lot of, first of all, if you don't have the people skills to keep one girl, how are you going to keep two? How are you going to keep three? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Like, are you guys, this sounds like some kind of weird ass pipe dream that you guys are still living under. And part of me thinks it's because they're trying to get a variety of women locked down to them, right? That's why they want to have these wives, so they can go around and just have these sexual options here, you know. So it's like having the opportunity to have sex with a different girl, but those girls are stuck to you because you're married. That's the ultimate point, right? They want to live out that weird fantasy, but I don't think they have an idea what that entails, right? Because like, listen, I deal with women, and I'm gonna tell you right now, sometimes it's one of those things where you gotta text one time, and then all of a sudden you forget to text the other person, and then that person she doesn't talk to you for a minute, and then the moment you realize you forgot to text them, you text them, now they got an attitude because you didn't text, and it's like, whoa, what the? You gotta balance all this stuff, and these guys don't know that. It's like y'all don't understand the kind of work that goes into that. So it's so cringe seeing y'all come out here and y'all talking all this stuff, what you want, what you need from women, and what you're expecting out of them, right? And somebody was you were telling me, they're like, Duke, you're wrong, because I said that it's a lot of these red pill guys are entitled, right? Because I feel as though they don't want to change. They think that the red pill's changing them. They're not changing, all right? They're being the same kind of people, expecting the women that they actually want, right? The ones that are Instagram, the ones that are OnlyFans. They want those girls to be attracted to them for them. Right, that's what they don't want to have to change. They just want the Instagram girls. They want the same opportunities to get those girls as the guys those girls are naturally attracted to, right? But they don't want to have to put the work in for it. And now because they don't put the work in for it, and they're not getting those results, they're complaining. But instead of looking inward, they're looking outward and saying, no, it's the women's fault because the women have all these different options now. And with all these different options and them being independent, right, it's ruining society because now women, they'll say, oh, the women don't know how to choose for themselves. And that's why they're doing all these things that ruin society, all these different nonsense they're preaching out there where it's like, wait a minute, time out. at the end of each tunnel that y'all are explaining right now with the women, let's talk about the OnlyFans. Who's buying them? Who's paying for the OnlyFans? Who is supporting these women and their fucking talking points, right? Oh, my bad. I forgot you were muted. My bad. Oh shit, your voice. Yeah, oh shit. I gotta put you back on mute, girl. I'm sorry. I got my headphones on now. Oh shit, that fucking burned my ears. No, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's just so cringe. Yeah, see if you can that was crazy. That actually got that pierced my ears a little bit. God damn. Shit. Hold on, I see. Is this you? Oh, never mind. That's not her. But hey, LT, where you at? Hop on, bro. Yeah, it's just one of those things I just find interesting, right? Because these guys, you're sitting there claiming you want these type of girls, but y'all don't even know what it takes to get them, right? You don't know what it takes to even keep them. A lot of you guys don't even have those skills, but it's what you desire. And, I just find this so freaking cringe. Is that, Andrew, can you hear me?
No, leave me alone. I'm playing with the freaking mic or the camera right now.
Oh, okay, because your mic is perfect, so it sounds good.
Yeah, the problem is now my camera ain't working, so it's fucking stupid.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think I'll be fine.
You're good. That's good.
What was I gonna say again? I was gonna say something to what you're. Damn, it was like exactly what you're saying. Okay, so the problem with them is they don't actually invest into anyone. They think that it takes multiple to make up to one human being. I think if you invest yourself into at least one person, you build that relationship, you won't need 10 different people because you're taking bits and compartments of them to enjoy this fulfilling fact that you can't find in one person because they lack building a real business or relationship. Because I think all relationships are the same, including business, and you have to put your full effort into it. And they don't do that. They think that it requires just half-assing it and just making sure the body kit looks good. And I'm like, dude, you got to actually take care of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, but because if you think about it, they want majority of the work to be on a woman. I don't think they realize that, right? Because everything from their perspective is, well, she needs to cook, she needs to be able to clean, she needs to be able to raise babies, all this, that she needs to be able to cater to your needs, she needs to be able to do all these different things. All right. So what are you going to do to make yourself that guy? Well, I'm a provider and I'm a protector. Well, what? Time out. That listen, provider, how much do you make? All right, because if you're average, guess what? You're the average medium income like everybody else. So chances are you're gonna be providing, she's gonna be providing. Y'all need to figure out how to work together and work in this new society we're in. That's the only thing they bring up. Well, we're a man. I'm gonna protect her and I'm gonna do this. It's like, what? Sneako couldn't even protect his girl while you sitting there bragging about that. So why are we gonna sit there and expect us to believe that you as an average guy, and there's nothing wrong with being an average guy, right? Because majority of people are average, so there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But it's like, what makes you think you as an average guy can expect a woman to not only who's also average and works average income? How do you expect her to not only do all the female duties that you want her to do, but also have to contend with what she has to do out there in the world too as well? Like, how can you sit there, because you're demanding a lot without even saying anything. You're demanding a lot, and it's like a lot of women are gonna see that as, well, that's not fair because I don't have it so easy like you guys are saying it is, right? Because you guys are looking at these Instagram girls and you're thinking that all girls have it so easy. You're thinking all girls can just get DMs from guys like that are all of a sudden gonna treat them right, fly them over to wherever they need to be flown over to and pay them a bunch of money. That's not how that works. All right, most of these girls are probably going to be at Walmart. All right, most of these girls are probably going to be working at some of these fast food joints, or not even that. Just they've been working these average jobs, and they're going to be expected to produce and be a functioning member of society. How do you expect them to drop all of that so they can go ahead and stay at home to raise kids that your income can't even afford? That make it make sense.
Well, that's why I keep saying they don't speak about the average person. They always talk about this 1%, this 5%, this bullshit percent that's not obtainable or even realistic. And they, like, for example, like there was that interview with Rolo and Flacco where Flacco was like, "Why didn't you just sell some pussy?" Flacco. And I'm just like, how ironic that you guys wanted me to sell pussy, but then you're making fun of me for actually trying.
Wait, you debated Rolo?
Excuse me?
You debated Rolo?
No, Rolo's too much of a bitch. He won't debate me. But
I was gonna say he don't debate nobody.
He's a bitch, but he brings my name up every second he could. We haven't even spoken about each other since the MLD situation. But he was trying to compare me being a quote unquote convicted felon to Donovan Sharp and MLD because he affiliates himself with them. So he's on there talking to Flacco on No Jumper, which is ironic because isn't that where they interview porn stars and stuff like that? So it's
Facts.
You're on something that you absolutely make fun of.
They interview and they fuck the porn stars.
Exactly.
There you go.
But yet you make fun of them, but then you go on those things for clout, and then you bring my name up every second you get, comparing me to them. And then Flacco was like, "Yeah, why don't you just sell some pussy?" But you make fun of bitches like that. You make fun of bitches who literally sell themselves for cheap for transactional relationships. Yeah, you told me I should have did that.
No, you know what you know what it is, because I think low key a lot of these guys are jealous that women have that option, right? Because think about it, guys won't be. Listen, if a guy can just go out there right now, take off their shirts and make millions of dollars online, right, and just have girls be just paying them, guys, they won't complain. Listen, this is what I've been saying about the manosphere. The manosphere is literally men complaining about how hard it is to be a man while comparing themselves to women. Right, that's it. That's the whole thing. So him just saying, "Well, why don't you go sell some pussy?" Well, him just saying that because in his mind he's like, "Well, it's easy for you, right? You're a girl. I mean, guys will just automatically want to be with you, so you can easily just go make money that way." But then it's the fact that they hate the fact it's so easy for you to do that because you have those opportunities for you. They will shame you for it. They will almost resent you for that. And it's just a weird kind of fucked up. Like they need help. They need fucking help mentally because they're not seeing reality for what the hell it is. Oh shit, LTTV. Shout out to you. Welcome to this. Oh, we got the full house chat. What we doing today? Shout out to you. Welcome to the stream, bro. We talking about a lot of these manosphere bozos, particularly Sneako. I don't know if you're familiar with the Sneako situation, right? Him going hard at Destiny right now and the beef that they got going on, which I find insane, but it's exposing a lot about Sneako, right? Like a lot, not only about Sneako, but a lot of what people knew about the manosphere, right? How much of a hypocrite these guys are. Like you're sitting there clowning these very same girls that you guys are lusting after. Like make it make sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. What you were saying before, where they're comparing themselves to women, that's the thing I see the most. And they're like, they always have the explanation, well, this is just a double standard. We're letting the men know. And I'm like, we all know about the double standard. Y'all are trying to reframe it, but y'all are really just complaining about it.
Yes!
And the thing is, they're like, okay, women have it much easier. They get all these DMs, they have X, Y, and Z. So they put all these rules and restrictions and say it's open on my end because it's much harder. I'm like, how does that even make sense? Just because it's more difficult for your dusty ass to get a girl, it's open on my end because I can fail 20 times in a row before you. Like it's the logic makes no sense. It's a lot of copium, it's a lot of justifying fuckery, and then they have a whole wing of folks indoctrinated. Because when you have, say if you had one content creator espousing this rhetoric, it's hard to indoctrinate a bunch of people, even if they have 500,000 subscribers. When you have 12 to 15 different folks saying the same message and being like, yeah, all men think this way, all these loser incels start picking that up and believing it to be true. And they're like, yeah, this is the real life because it's the red pill, right? It's ridiculous, man.
And you know what? Even what you said, what I found even cringe, right? Because they even compared the level of sexual access that men and women have, right? So like it's almost like they're mad that women have an easier level of access to sex than men do. And it's like, wait a minute, but aren't you the same one that acknowledge that men and women are different? So wait. So if men and women are different, why are we complaining that women have easier? Wait a minute now. Something don't sound right.
They turn all the good girls into hoes.
Yes!
So Sneako was dating that one chick that was Rumble wifey, and she looked like a straight up Christian noble turtleneck looking girl. And after they broke up, she was on that one where the Lauren girl exposed.
Was that the one? Oh shit,
that's her. Look how different she looked. She didn't even look like the same girl.
She said Xena dressed her up.
Exactly. Did you see the difference in how she looked?
Yeah, she looking like the type of women Myron and Sneako would go after.
And do you even blame the girls for turning like that? Because it's like you dress modestly, you do everything according to their playbook, and you still get treated unfairly because they lead you on behind closed doors. They say, "Oh, I'll love you, I'll treat you, you'll be main girl, main girlfriend," and you find out they're fucking tricking.
Yeah, not only that, I think part of the reason why women like that end up doing that and dressing provocatively and acting like that is because that what ends up happening is Sneako probably cheated on her or probably flirting with girls that were more provocatively dressed,
exactly.
Right? than he was doing. So after they broke up or they had their split, whatever, right? Because it seemed like even on that show, Xena was, or somebody was saying that she still wanted Sneako or something like that. So it seems like there was still some, some like feelings there or whatever it is, right? But it seems to me that like maybe during the relationship, because that's the only way I can explain it, Sneako was probably eyeing other girls that wore more revealing outfits or clothes and stuff like that, which probably caused a rift in the relationship. And maybe when they broke up, she decided, well, I'm just gonna be the kind of girl he's clearly attracted to, because this is not it. So now she's dressing like that, and why are we surprised? Right? You're creating the very same monsters you guys are trying to fight. It doesn't make any sense.
They do it all the time, but they don't take any accountability for it.
None.
That's my whole point. And that's what when I bring it up in these conversations, like the girls who dress modestly, when they always say, where are the good girls at? You dated them, you fucked them, and you treated them like shit. Like Xena may have been a crazy ass chick, but that girl's loyal. Like she has that ride or die aspect where she would have dropped everything. Like anyone who spoke shit about Sneako, she would shit on them. So it's like they have these girls who are ride or dies, who are willing to throw away their entire identity, regardless of what they say. They fuck them, they get with them, and then they completely turn them into monsters if the girls don't have any like control over their emotions. And I don't know. It's like those guys are the reason why women are quote unquote hoes.
It's not even. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And part of it I was going to add too as well is because when you even talk about the sexual part, right? Because when these guys say I want good girls or I want virgins and whatnot, I keep telling them I'm like, I don't think you guys understand what you're asking for, right? Because what you're asking for is someone who doesn't have as much experience for what you want, like the level of bedroom activity you're hoping for. So you want all these virgins and whatnot. I'm gonna tell you right now, the bedroom life is not gonna be the greatest, right? The ones that are really gonna rock your world are the women with experience, right? Ironically, the same women with body counts that y'all don't want are the same ones that are really gonna show you a good time, right? So it's just one of those things where I feel as though that's what ends up like turning out a lot of people, because that aspect would probably get boring to them. So they go out and chase the women that know how to really give it to a man, right? So I'm sure that's what's going on. So I just find this so cringe that these guys are talking about, oh, we want these pure girls and whatnot. And part of me is twofold, right? One of it is, I feel as though there's a level of insecurity there when they're seeking a lot of these virgins, or when they say that. First of all, that's just so weird that they do this shit, right? But like, I just find it because listen, I've been with a lot of women. I'm not even trying to throw myself out there, but I have not ran into like a virgin. I've ran into like inexperienced girls, but not like virgin. Because I don't know how, like, because some of the inexperienced girls I've ran into, like a lot of these people lose their virginity very, very young, right? So it's like,
things are rare, bro.
Yeah, it's a rare thing. So on one hand, y'all are insecure, or on the other hand, y'all are looking for something else, and I got to question that. I got a problem with that, because there's something else under the surface. But yeah, it's a lot of insecurities where maybe don't feel like, maybe if they get an experienced girl, they may feel like, oh, she's probably had better dick or something like that, whatever the fuck, right? Or they want someone who they can fuck around and control, which I find very,
that's all
very
it is. But that's if you look at their comment section, like it's always guys that sound like just doomers, where they're like, oh, I guess I'll just never find my virgin. I'm like, you sound goofy as fuck talking like that. Like you sound so stupid. To me, how are we helping the average person if that's their solution after every fucking video? If I say anything logical to at least give them an optimistic, realistic answer, it's like, oh, here we go, modern women speaking in the unicorn world. I'm like, no,
you can't win.
You can't win with them. I'm like, what help are these guys actually putting out in the world? You're not putting out any substance in the world. You're just making them turn into incels and just straight doomers, and it's not actually benefiting the world at all. So I don't know. And then when we talk about it, like these types of conversation, they'll say, then why do you guys keep talking about it? Because you're spreading false news. You're basically telling people to give up on life, give up on relationships, make everything transactional. For anyone who agrees with logic is a simp. Any woman who says anything is a dumb bitch. I'm like, y'all fucking stop.
And it goes hand in hand with what LT was saying earlier too, because it's like, yeah, a lot of these guys they just sit there and they I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy the way their mind is just working, right? They just, oh yeah, no, you guys, y'all need to get to reality, all right? First of all, this incel, because Sneako even said it himself, he's like, it's the easier route to be an incel, right? Because I reacted to that video. It was like when he was talking about like, oh yeah, it'll be guys, this is why you need to be an incel, because he was reacting to Destiny's tweet, and it's like, because incel have the easier route. I'm like, huh? What does that mean? Like, why are you promoting more involuntary celibates out there? And then you see him try to redo the definition of what an incel is. I'm like, no, you can't do that because y'all clown women for redefining shit. So why do you get to redefine the term incel? No, involuntary celibate. That means you can't get laid even if you tried. That's what gets a lot of men frustrated. We don't want more of that. We want less of that in this world because these guys, they eventually go crazy. So we gotta cut that shit out. But then I digress. Like it just goes to show you that this is the true agenda. If there was anything like remotely close to whatever Matrix they're bragging about, this is the agenda. They want to create more of these boys out here that are so mentally fucked up because it generates a lot of money. These guys are gonna be desperate enough to pay for their courses, and on top of that, they get the double dip, especially if they have these shows with these girls on, because then the girls get to eat off of these dudes too. So it's just like they figure out how to monetize off the hatred. They figure out how to monetize off the insecurity, and it's like these guys don't even see it, but then everything they're saying is facts.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's worse because there's like average men, like real regular people watching these shows, and some of it will kind of resonate with you. You may have like an experience of one girl or one guy, and it becomes their entire philosophy. And I think that's a big deal because I think, like I've said before, they say like let's get a passport and go across the sea. I would say like people in the West, women in the West are actually more okay with paying 50% of the bill, and because it's men and women both working in America, no woman here is expecting a man to pay the whole fucking thing unless she's just straight up for the streets, and she looks like that type of girl in Miami. But the average regular person,
Wait, what, for a date?
no, like dating, like for real dating. Like if we're living together, there's no woman, like a girl just staying at home and a guy is paying for everything. It's not realistic.
I thought you were talking about on a date. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm paying for the whole date. What?
No.
I'm gonna tell you this. I get freaked out, like, because I had one other time that happened. I was kind of freaked out where, like, I went to a girl out and then she's without even asking, just whipped out the check. I'm like, whoa, wait, hey. What's going on here? Wait, because it's just a weird feeling, right? That's why, listen, because I'm West African, I'm Nigerian, right? So this whole 50-50 thing that a lot of these dudes like in America talk about. Listen, I chalk it up to just different cultures and whatnot, but like the men, we pride ourselves on being able to. Because listen, in Nigeria, you're the way you judge a man is by how his woman is treated, right? So if the woman has the best clothes, she's got the best everything, right? You indirectly get respect because people are looking at you like, oh shit, you're not only healthy, but look how you're treating this woman. Like she's looking very well. She's out, she's voluptuous, she's eating, so she's not starving out here. Like this is good. This is really good, right? You come to America, all of a sudden you got the guys who are demanding that they're provided and protectors. They're saying, no, we want 50-50. Huh? Wait, where's the provider? Wait, so you provide half, she provides half.
But that's why I keep telling them it's actually easier to date a woman in the West if you understand. Like with them, they steer away from tapping into your emotions and vulnerability at all. I'm not saying to lead with that, but you're so human. And that's the one thing that glues a relationship, which is a woman needs that. It's just like if you go to work, you don't mind paying for shit. All you want to know is that you're appreciated. You just need that, like, hey, did you appreciate that? As a woman, like, we don't mind because you recognize we're both working. It's a normal, the cost of living for two people to live in a household. It's totally normal. Do I feel appreciated? That's all I'm looking for. And if you're not able to tap into your emotions, how are we going to thrive? And when I say that, they're like, no, women don't want that. Women aren't willing to pay. That's not my fault that you fuck with hoes that are already used to that entitlement, that only want to get on for yachts for free. Regular women are okay with paying. Like, shit, I'm okay. I do that. And I'm like, it's so normal because this is America. It's not a big deal. Women in other countries.
You got to ask these guys, how do you keep running to the same type of women you're complaining about? Clearly, it's got to stop. At some point, it's got to stop being a problem with just the women, and we got to start looking at the common denominator, right? Who is the same person in every single scenario? It's you. So if you're attracted, because that's the thing, like, you know, if you're attracting these kind of women, like you got to ask yourself, what is something about me that's attracting this kind of energy that I don't want right now? If the women that you're dealing with are the ones that only want to fleece you for whatever you got, what are you doing? Analyze your behavior. What are you doing to cause women like that to be attracted to you? And if you look at some of these guys and how they move, sometimes they're the ones who are the biggest simps, right? They're the ones who just shell out the most money. They would lead with their money in order to get a girl to pay attention to them because they're not confident enough in themselves, right? So they don't realize that, but they're thinking, oh, well, because I'm leading my money, I'm just trying to take care of you, not realizing, oh, the girl's looking at it completely different. You're gonna start leading with your money. Well, how much can I actually take this guy for? Because that's the first thing he presented to me. So I guess his value is his money, and these guys don't think about that.
Yeah, facts. And this is the thing. They go after the girls that they know are hoes. And then they try to make them into a housewife and put all these boundaries on them. And they espouse this to their audience, like every girl that that is out there are the type of girls that they go after and target, the hoes that only want them for their money. And you said it correct. 100% facts when it comes to they lead with their wallet. They always talk about the amount of money they have and what type of Bugatti or whatever the fuck they're trying to floss and flex. It's always about the money. It's never about anything other than the money.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with that. They're the same other coin, the side of the coin, as the women that they complain about. The women that lead with their beauty, they lead with their wallets. They are made for each other. I don't know why they complain about it. It's just kind of ironic.
They complain about it because they end up getting the raw end of the stick, right? Because, like, listen, if you lead with your money, like that's it. That's the overall value that you get. Like a lot of these guys, they don't realize that because you get a girl used to that lifestyle. What, you think she's gonna go back? Like, who wants to go back to or whatever? No. Keep that money flowing, dude. Like, that's what you
keep
won't
those
keep
yachts
played.
coming.
Keep them yachts coming. Keep them parties coming. We gonna take you for whatever we can take you because there's no respect there. How is she gonna respect that? Like, the first thing you started showing off was all the things that you have, right? And that's what you see with a lot of these guys. They just sit there and just throw out their money like it's not important to them. And then they wonder why these girls just worrying about my money. Oh, let me just not focus on girls and just focus on making more money. Well, that's stupid because now if you're not focused on learning how to understand women, you're only understanding how to get money. Well, guess what? By the time you're ready to get women, all you have is the skills to get money. So what else are you going to use to get attractive women? You're going to use your money. So you're going to end up in the same spot that you started off with. And what I tell these guys is because they give out mixed messaging all the time, right? One of them is either you mess with women, but you try to sleep with them, or you lead with your wallet, right? Versus actually saying, okay, how about you pursue whatever it is you want to pursue as a man, right? But then also don't sit there while you're chasing your bag, whatever it is. I'm not saying don't do it, but also learn how to talk to girls, learn how to feel, because then when you start understanding how people really think personality-wise, it teaches you a lot. That's why I'm sitting here, I'm like trying to figure out, how do y'all not know this? I figured this out like sophomore year of high school. Like after that, I'm like, oh, so this is how that shit, just talk to people. And all of a sudden, they tell you how they're feeling. They tell you what they think, and you could just move around that. Like you could listen, bro. Like I can't tell you how many people I thought, oh my gosh, she kind of cute. She opens her mouth. I'm like, huh? Oh. Oh, I didn't know you were like that. That's interesting, right? So like a lot of these guys, I can tell they don't have that experience. They just think, oh well, this woman did me wrong, and so therefore all women are likely to do this. It's like no. You gotta pay attention to who you attract. Because I've been in some bad relationships, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, what did I do? All right, okay, I was distant, and I wasn't as communicative, and I was doing all these different things, and all her behaviors were just a reaction to what I was doing. At first, I didn't see what I was doing because to me, I'm like, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not, I'm not treating her wrong or anything like that. I was not there. I was not, present, whatever the fuck. So me not being present, I didn't realize that would cause her to react in the way she's reacting by going off and doing things that are like, what the fuck is this? Like, I didn't know this, right? So when you start really deep diving and thinking about these different things, you realize that there are two parties to the problem, all right? Mm-hmm. It's not just one side, okay? Chances are there's something you're doing, but again, self-reflection in the manosphere, especially for men, right? Being able to self-reflect and hold yourself accountable, that's something that you don't see.
It's not a thing. That's the thing. They attract the most unaccountable men to the manosphere and the red pill sectors because all they want to do is blame women. They always want to look, oh, the women aren't doing X, Y, and Z, and it's not their women. It's just women in general in public that they're trying to put rules on and demands on. It's like, bro, go approach a woman in public and have a conversation and get off these dating apps. And it's like they're not living in reality. I see it and I just shake my head and I try to give them the answer. They want to push back and be like, oh, but the woman is doing this. Let me do this. And I'm like, you're not a woman. Stop trying to be one. It's just a headache talking to these folks.
No, eventually you're gonna start seeing some of these dudes. They be like, hey, you know what? Dealing with the woman is just so hard. How about the next best thing? A woman with a dick. Why not?
Somebody said that in my chat that Myron was saying that. I ignored that because I'm like,
they're all saying this now.
Yeah, I'm like, that can't be true. These guys are tripping,
bro. There's this guy, I forgot what his name is. John Anthony Lifestyle, bro. He said, bro, this guy's talking about I slept with over 1,500 women. He's got that tattooed on his hands. Like, how cringe is that, bro?
What?
Yeah, every woman he's ever had sex with, he got a tattoo on his hand. God. This guy's such a loser, bro. But still, and he went on this tirade where he was bragging about, yeah, I bang trannies. Actually, it's not gay if you really think about it. I'm like, oh no, and then you hear Tate's like, well, would you rather bang a Megan Fox with a dick or Hulk Hogan with a vagina? Huh? Yo, I'm telling you, bro, that's the next evolution. I'm not lying. Mark my words, dog. You're gonna.
These guys are tripping.
I think that I describe them as like they like to keep up with the Jones a lot in the Manosphere, the red pill. So they make money, but what they forget is how you make money is really important. Like how you make it, the integrity of how you make your money. Because these dorks are so quick to just make quick, fast cash. They walk with it. They lead with it. And to me, it's like, listen, it's always been evolutionary that we don't respect, for example, drug dealers. Why? Because of how they make their money. We don't respect the way, let's say, hookers and all this shit make their money. Why? Because of how they make their money. You scam people making your money and you're supposed to lead with that shit. You buy your followers. You want me to respect you? I don't give a shit. You renting Lambos to go to podcasts. You want me to respect you? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. And to them, that's how they lead it. And like, because if idiots are actually falling for it, they flex on it. I'm like, it's the cringiest shit in the world.
That's how they get scammed. Because these guys, they use the fake it till you make it strategy to get rich, but then they turn around and say, no, I got rich by doing e-commerce. No, crypto. And then they get you to sucked into all this stuff. Before you know it, you're losing all your money to that bullshit. I mean, they don't even realize that. They don't realize that, like, these dudes are being fleeced. They're being fleeced. That's why I don't listen. At first, when I first started doing this, right? Because it's just like, all right, I want to help a lot of these guys, right? Because it's like, yo, wake up. Like, why are you not doing this? But over time, all right, just like I said, this shit gets tiring sometimes, bro, because you get so frustrated with the mentality of these kids. And like, they're not even kids. I don't even give them that fucking benefit. But you get these dudes, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, at some point you get to the situation where you're like, all right, y'all counting me for helping you? All right, no, you know what? I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. I don't respect it. Listen, I don't respect y'all. It is what it is. Y'all sitting there talking about men. We're not respected by our women anymore. Like, what? Do you not even analyze your own behaviors? There's nothing you're doing that's worthy of respect. You're literally uplifting a guy like Andrew Tate, who literally spent the latter years of his life, or the earlier years of his life, literally scamming men out of their freaking houses, out of their millions of dollars in grandmama's inheritance, and then turns around and says, yeah, you know what? You men are weak today. Yeah, you guys are all weak. All right, but I'm here. I'm here to sell you the antidote, and you guys are gonna help you. It's like you're double dipping, dude. You're a scumbag. Like, what the fuck is that shit, dude? Like, god damn. Dude. It's like, and the thing is, the evidence is out there, and that's what the shit that frustrates me, right? And I don't feel sorry for them, because they will be the first one to challenge you about facts. They will be the first one to challenge you about where's the evidence, huh? We do the research, and then when it comes down to doing a research about a thing that's pressing to them the most, all of a sudden they just put the blinders on. And it's like, what? No. This is how reality is. Yeah, women are just like this. Yeah.
That's their reality.
What are you talking about? Don't wake me up. What's wrong with you?
There was today for Saucecast, but they brought Donovan's dumbass back on there. He got triggered.
Oh my god, Donnie boy. Oh,
He hates black women. I swear he hates.
Yeah,
black
that's facts.
That's
facts. Not a joke. That he does not like his own kind.
He does not like, and then he's such a. I'm like, it's so rich of you giving dating advice when you wiped up a crack whore and didn't even claim her child. How dare you sit there and give fucking advice? How dare you? Like a complete cornball. The way he's even. LT.
Wiped up a crack whore.
No. Hey, LT. She's not joking. This dude got duped. This dude got duped by a 19-year-old heroin addict.
Oh, yeah, I seen that one. Yeah, I reacted to that. Bro. Yeah, that was the word.
He was bragging about that story like that was some kind of flex. And I'm like, listen, that'd be a flex if you were like 20, 24, 20. You were 31 years old. 31 years old. 31 years old. You got fleeced by a 19-year-old dog. No wonder you got all this animosity against women. And you know what he said on that same podcast with Pearl? He called his own mother a whore.
Yep.
On that show.
If that woman ever leaves him, we got a hell of an exposed tape coming out. Because
he called his own. Hold on, he called his own mama hoe.
His mama black, and he called her a hoe.
Yeah, that's that mother. He has mommy issues. That's what he has.
Are we surprised he hates black women? Are we surprised Donnie Boy hates black women?
I think you muted yourself, Duke, or something wrong with my head.
He got too hyped up. He unplugged it.
I plugged my mic. But I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things. Like, you tell me you got mommy issues without telling me you got mommy issues, bro. Your mama's black. You clearly have issues with black women, and you're calling your own mother that gave birth to you in this world a whore, bro. Like, God damn. Even MTR was on that stream. He was looking like, what? I mean, if you thought that, that's not something you would admit to millions of people. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't see that part. I seen a clip of it, but I didn't see that part. That's crazy.
I think I still have the video. That shit was crazy. It was just so cringe. And I'm like, yo, you can't respect somebody like that.
Yeah.
And how can you even take somebody like that seriously when it comes to advices, when it comes to women and all these different things, right? Because he doesn't even respect his own mom. Clearly, he doesn't even respect himself. It's evident. But yeah, like, and these are the guys that are leading the next generation. Go figure.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. You got super chats. You might want to read them before they get all.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Let's get. I got too deep into the conversation. My bad, chat. Y'all know how I be getting you, but I always get to all the super chats. That's one thing I always get to them. Malik Dayin, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says, from one West African to another. Hey, Ibo Queni. Wait, where you from? Are you Nigerian? If you're Nigerian, Ibo Quenu. He says, I would malfunction if a woman paid the whole thing that quick. That's me. Because we're not used to that, bro. That's a red flag to me. Like, if she just whips out I got the card right here. I'm like, huh? Nah, wait, something's wrong. Something's not. You too experienced at this. That's what goes through my mind. Like, wait, something's. Are you? Nah, I don't like that, bro. Because it's just a natural thing that you want to. Because if you're a provider and protector, I mean, just foot the bill. What's $40? What's $50? What's $70? Right? Like, it's just, whatever. Just spend it. Move on with your life. I mean, it's better to move on that way. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Because like African, like I would say Nigerian men, or I would say West African people, I would say, because you're West African with the super chat. Like the whole idea with the whole men and women paying, that's a radically different perspective than what you see in most Western countries. You could call it the difference in culture or whatever it is, right? But I can't see how men are online complaining about, how they need, the women need to submit to them because they're the providers, right, and the protectors, yet they're the same ones asking for 50-50. And it's like, wait a minute, no. If you want to be that dude and step up right then and there, right? And someone will say, oh, that's some shit. Like, why would I do that? Like, well, then what do you expect? You're getting the outcomes you're getting right now because you're sitting here bitching. You're asking for 50-50. Listen, I don't like most girls. Listen, I'm not saying they don't mind that, but doesn't mean they're not gonna look at you kind of weird that afterwards, because that sits in their minds like, like you invited me over to a date and you're not even going. You're not even going to take the.
I think that's extremely dusty.
Like, people don't
it's crazy, right? It's weird. Shout out to you for the super chat. Like, it's a mind fuck. Like, wait, why you invited me out to a date? You're not going to commit all the way. Like, goddamn, bro. Like, and these guys, they're operating out of fear, right? Because they don't know, well, what if I don't get laid afterward, right? Because she's just not going to have sex with me afterwards. Like, you go around with that kind of mentality expecting it, it's probably not going to happen. Because if you're doing that desperation oozes out of you, and she could probably sense that. So then to her, it's not a genuine date. You just want something in return. Like, that's just a transactional thing at the end of the day. Pat Freeman, shout out to you for the $10 super chat. He says, they act like regular guys winning out here with money losers.
Jeez.
Regular guys, listen, regular guys are average, okay? Average income is like $35,000, $40,000 a year, but the internet will convince you that every man out there is making six figures. Matter of fact, I'm even starting to notice a weird phenomenon where even some of these women online are imagining that most men out there the average income is six figures. That's how diluted this kind of thinking is starting to spread now.
That's how you know this red pill rhetoric is running too rampant. That's how you know, because they start thinking that these guys are all high value men because they're all desiring all this and they're demanding this, but it's like they're not. Like, these niggas is. All right, my bad. Get to your super chat.
No, you're absolutely I got time. We'll get to it. Kiana, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. She said, Tate said, scoot it to the side. Oh my God, yo. There, scoot it, just lift it up a little bit, kind of work your way around this. Hey, it's Megan Fox. She's got something dangling. Just move it around or just play around with it. Pause. Yo, shut. Yo, listen, I'm telling you, this red pill shit, bro, it corrupts your mind. I'm telling you, listen, I didn't used to be this sus, bro. All right, and since I started reacting to these dudes, I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, y'all gotta get off these pills. Get off these pills, bro. It'll turn you sus. Shout out to John for the $5 super chat. He says, Myra influences and MLD domestic violence. Oh, Chat, y'all are killing me, bro. Can't make money if people start going back to bars and house parties to meet women. Facts. If you actually pay attention to the real world and you're not online, they're not making money. They're not making money. MLD can't siphon money out of you to go buy his next cosmetic surgery. He can't do that. All right. And eventually he's gonna figure out how to make money in the real world, and he's got to go back to teaching in Japan because that's what you used to do, Mr. Teacher. And you know what's so weird? This dude would go to Disneyland. No, Angela, I don't think you understand this. This dude went because we exposed him a long time ago. Like we came out exposing a lot of these dudes, but we have receipts on MLD. He took pictures of young girls, right? Some of them were like locked in classrooms, and other ones they didn't even know he was there. They would have had their pictures taken, right? One of them was at Disneyland, and he was pointing. You could see his hand pointing at the little girl with the little princess outfit, and he's like, "Oh, she's cute." Like it's like, wait a minute, do you have kids? No. Why are you at Disneyland with no kids, walking around taking pictures of other people's kids? Like, bro, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Wow.
So believe me, he needs that inner game healing network, bro. He needs a lot more than that.
I heard he grifted his channel. His channel is different now. Apparently, he like teamed up with somebody else. Passport bro, bullshit.
Wow.
I'm not surprised. Charles ended with the $10 super chat. He says, "Hey, bro, my first video I saw of you roasting Donnie Boy, LOL. That seriously had me crying and laughing." I appreciate that. Listen, Donnie Boy, I haven't done a roast of Donnie Boy, Donovan Sharp, in a long time. The reason why is because he's just so pathetic. Honestly, it's like you could tell like a lot of shit that he's doing. Because sometimes, listen, a lot of people think I just do videos to like talk about people. No, I'm very selective who I talk about. If I get the feeling that you're just so desperate for clout that you were willing to say anything, like what's the point of covering you? It's like, bro, like
that's
at
facts.
this point, like it doesn't make it. You're clearly doing this for attention, right? So that's the thing with Donnie Boy. When he started simping for Pearl and talking about black people, y'all need to step up. Pearl's not racist. I can't react to that. Like he's clearly doing this for attention. Like that's the thing. But so Donnie Boy, like the next roast I have of him coming up is that CME versus 21 conventions. That shit about to be hilarious. Do y'all know about the beef between Anthony Johnson and Donnie Boy?
No.
I think I heard a bit of it from Rolo in the reaction I did today.
Yeah, and Rolo's a big part of it too. So essentially, what happened is Donnie Boy. So Anthony Johnson had this thing called the 21 Conventions, and at the time, it was like the most popular Manosphere convention like that at the time, right in the Manosphere, and it was actually really good, right? So Anthony Johnson was working with Donovan Sharp, and then Donovan Sharp and Rolo as well. But Rolo, Donovan Sharp, and then a couple other guys, they basically conspired to kind of take over the Redman Group, which was the spin-off show that they wanted to start under the 21 studio umbrella. But what ended up happening is there was some issue with the New York Times reporter that got invited to one of the conventions over there. And then Anthony Johnson took it as Rollo Tomasi trying to set the convention up so everybody can get doxxed, because that reporter has doxxed people before, apparently. So he basically blamed Rollo and kicked him out, which Rollo, I mean, he kind of deserved it. But then Rolo goes out. He tries to offer a deal to buy out the Redman Group with no money. Like, I shit you not, he didn't have money, but he wanted to take a share of the of the Redman Group. He's like, huh? That don't make any sense. So Anthony Johnson wasn't going for it. So then they all end up leaving, and then they started their own thing. It was called the Rule Zero Club, right? And then since then, Donovan Sharp, he launched his own version of the 21 convention, and he even used the same speakers. Right, he recruited the same speakers, and then that pissed off Anthony Johnson, and it was this massive exposed video happened that exposed everything about Donovan Sharp's life, like how he stole from his daddy, how he was married to that, well, not married to her, but he was actually dating Devon at the time when he was lying and saying that he wasn't, and he lied because Devon was a single mom. But he told everybody on the internet that was her niece to avoid facing up the truth that he was dating a single mom. Like, I was just like, yo, that destroyed Donovan Sharp, right?
And he lied about her age. He made her younger too.
Yes,
it's so pathetic.
Oh my god, bro, it was so cringe. So Donovan, he had a vendetta ever since, and then like apparently Anthony Johnson has been doing some stuff behind the scenes to take down the CME, his convention, and then Donovan Sharp's trying to take him down, and then every time. So here's the funny part. Here's where it gets funny, right? because the convention starts around the fall or like towards the end of the year. So what ends up happening is like you can start because they start to do the marketing and shit, right, and the build up for each of them, and you start to see them throw disses at each other, right? They go back and forth and start dissing each other. Oh, he's charging $2,500 per ticket. I'm only charging $15. All right, he's a scammer. It's like.
The scamming is relative. It's like one person is super finessing, the other person is ultra finessing. It's like, yo, chill, bro.
It's the finesse Olympics. That's what it is.
They all get finesse, bro. There was this one post I had to react to, right? Of one of Donovan Sharp's fans was like, yo, it costs $500 for like a basic, because that's the baseline ticket, right? That's the base one. I think to do an online visit, it's like $100 to watch it online. These dudes are fleecing these guys. So the dude post up there, he's like, hey, listen, I'd rather spend that $500 on a PS5 than to go to your convention. And then Donovan Sharp got pissed and he posted up the comment. He's like, you see, this is a destiny effect, all right? You got young men that would rather spend their money on video games than going out to a convention that's going to benefit their lives and meet new people that are going to help them out. It's like, hey, bro, listen, why you shaming him? he looked at the value offered and he's like, hey, I would much rather buy a PS5 than go to your bullshit convention. Like,
that's facts.
Why don't you respond? Why you got to shame, insult, and guilt them to make it?
That's
make
pathetic.
He called it the destiny effect. Like, oh my God.
Anyone that's affiliated with Destiny is what they throw that shit around. Like, it's, I don't know. Like,
it's not just no. It's not just Destiny. It's not affiliated with anybody who they deem, which I find is weird because they have this weird dual mindset when it comes to video games. Even Sneako does this, where he's like, "Oh, you young men are ruining your life playing video games." It's like, bro, there's streams of I can pull up of you playing video games. Dog. Like,
He's just copying talking points. Sneako just be copying the alpha in the room that he's looking up to at the time, anytime given. Like he's just always looking up to some dude and he's stealing his rhetoric. Like Sneako has issues, man. This guy's learning. So he's always every different month. Go back a month and he's saying something completely different. Go back another month, he's saying something completely different. Like Sneako's too easily influenced.
He just, whoever is the top G in the room, that's Sneako's personality. All right, you want to know what he's like? Whoever's sitting next to him, that's him. He's just gonna copy it. Because why is it you meet some guy like Andrew Tate and all of a sudden you're copying his mannerisms? Like what is this? Like, dude, that means you got no personality of your own. You never spent the time really on developing yourself. That's just what it is. Because you don't even know who you are. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, Jesus Christ, bro. Like it's Red Pill's got some problems. But the one thing I am glad that a lot of this shit's actually getting exposed. Now, even though it's not going to go away, like kind of like what you were saying before, Angela, like you'll still have a bunch of guys who are going to be going through that cycle. Because again, it's a cycle where people are always going to go through breakups. That shit always happens. Guys are going to fall in love. Guys are going to get rejected. That shit's going to happen, right? And a lot of these guys, I feel as though you're going to see a revolving door coming through. But I think what's going to end up happening, the guys who are in the red pill right now, who are going to start waking up or at least getting older, because either you wake up or you grow up. That's one of those two. Either wake up or you grow up and realize this shit's bullshit, right? So at that point, these guys are going to be like, oh, wait, I've been following these losers for a while. I kind of feel stupid, right? It's just like weird. It's like, oh, that's odd. Let me go ahead and just go do stuff in the real world real quick, right? So that's what's going to end up happening. But I think over time, though, I think that revolving door is going to start closing, but it's not going to stop anytime soon. That's the bad part. But I'm glad people are finally at least waking up to the bullshit, and it's not because it's due to the guys who are exposing themselves. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got to think of it. I view it as like there's some people till today that will use race for every bad thing that happens in their life. It's the same thing with the red pill shit. It's always gonna be like women are just fucking evil. That's why she dumped me and dated a better guy. Maybe it's because you got complacent, brother. Like the fuck, you're supposed to still be escalating. And you know they confuse like their trauma, and everybody has trauma. But like once you get into a relationship and you find your peace, you have to still elevate. And people tend to get complacent because they're like, you know what, I'm safe. My girl's cooking and cleaning. I'm good and I'm playing some video games now. You be my bitch and I'm gonna go work my 9 to 5 because it's a rough day out here at McDonald's. So do you, bitch? And they wonder why.
Those women become their mothers.
Yes. This is why relationships fail. And I'm like, bro, you had her, you got her. You should have still elevated. Y'all brought each other peace. You could have grown together, created a whole foundation. Instead, you got comfortable. and was like, "No, you need to be my bitch." Like how one dude he was talking to. It's funny when there's two guys in the room. Like, it was you and LT the other day, and Ali's over here like, "Yeah, brother, I don't want to offend you." And da-da-da. You weren't talking like that when I was in the room. Now, were you, Ali? Because you were talking and shouting over me, acting like big dick on campus. But when there's two men in the room, he was some dork that called in. LT, you know, well, sort of.
Was that Fatty?
It's Fatty.
Fatty be doing. He
Fatty
say some crazy shit, bro. It's like, hey, bro, listen, dog. Hey, listen, bro. He's talking about how, like, because he's trying to make it seem like, we're not complaining. I'm just acknowledging reality. No. We know what reality is. Every man that goes out there and deals with the world, they face reality every single day. So we know what it is. But what you're doing, all right, you're basically bringing up a point that's already there just for you to. You're basically complaining, bro. That's basically what it is. You're complaining about it. There's nothing wrong with that. You can complain. Just admit what you're doing. You're not just acknowledging reality, because reality. If you want to acknowledge reality, go outside. That's all I gotta say. Go outside and find out what it's like to be a man. All right, that's reality right there. You don't need to acknowledge it, because most men are aware of the realities of what it means to be a man. So you just sitting there saying, this is how it is, right? Okay, it's fine to acknowledge it, but then the fact that you're comparing that to how women got it, you're complaining. I'm sorry, dude. That's just what it is. Once you start comparing it to women, it's like, okay, why are we comparing ourselves to women? We already established that we're different creatures, right? So why is it that you guys are saying, men and women are different, but then you expect the outcomes to be the same? Y'all are hypocrites. I'm sorry.
Men and women are different. Acknowledge the fact that there's double standards, but then continuously acknowledge the fact that there's double standards when you say there's different. We're different. Of course, we're different, so we're going to have different standards. It's just a bunch of redundant circular talk. And for the most part, it's like in those spaces, it's participation trophyville. Men should always be respected. And when Angela said that he spoke different to us, it's because we're men. They have a different baseline respect for men and a lesser respect for women, and women should just get in place and know their place and be underneath them like they're their actual girlfriend. It's like if you want to treat a girl like she's under you, or you have all the say in the world, like, do that with your girl and your wife and not the public. Like, they think that the average woman that doesn't belong to them, that's on the internet, is going to treat them like they're their wife. It makes no sense.
It's so ridiculous. It's like, bro, like, oh my God, y'all need to just go live, because
because they have zero idea how women actually operate. Like, they don't realize, like, the respect is something that you guys don't have to beg me, you don't have to force me, you don't have to pay me. I willingly will shout you guys. I would say, "Hey, Duke, what's up, LT?" Like, I have no problem. You guys don't have to persuade me to do anything. You don't have to have these crazy talking points with me. And like, when you're speaking to those guys and they're being completely condescending, you're trying to force what you think power is onto me. You don't have to. This is so stupid and so dumb. Like, you have zero leadership skills and you have no idea how to navigate the relationship.
Because the problem is, like, they listen to one red pill ideology and they think they understand all women, right? Because, like, a lot of these guys who are selling these courses and teaching these stuff, they're making it sound like, they're not. So this is how they're clever with it, right? Because they're not saying all women are like that, but they're insinuating that that's how all women are, right? So without actually having to say it, they're insinuating it. So a lot of these guys, they walk away with that knowledge, thinking, a lot of the women, this is how you expect them to be. So when they come into a conversation with you, now they come in with this level of arrogance, because they feel as though they know you, because they've been listening to someone tell them about how women are. It's like, I'm sorry, we're not a monolith. All right, men, women, we don't all think the same. All right, we're all different people, like human beings, dog. Like, Jesus Christ, like we're variables. We don't even know how our brains work. People just do crazy shit, bro. So it's like one of those things where it's like, instead of treating people like an individual, right? And they're treating people as like a kind of like a whole group. They're like smearing this one sex with this talking points that don't even mesh with reality. And it's just so cringe to see that happen, because it's like, listen, when you run into a girl that doesn't line up with those preconceived notions that you have, then what? Then what? What are you gonna do? You're gonna bomb. You're gonna drop the ball because you didn't realize that women like that existed. You thought you could just get away with treating people how you want, and then you actually had someone that was real gone because you thought she was just like everyone else. This is how they ruin relationships for a lot of men. It just is what it is.
Yo, do you realize someone was in the back chat for a bit? I don't know if they're in the back.
Shit.
Somebody in the back chat.
I barely pay attention to stuff. Shit. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all being on here, but I kind of want to just like Angela and LTTV to be on here. Sorry about that, guys. Because it's been a while since I've done like a general call-in show, because I don't know, like, Like some people be like, but I know Cam, and I've seen Jay Prince for president before. I've seen him before. Maybe when I do a different show, bro, like we can definitely have like a more open panel. But I'm not trying to go on for that long, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I might actually just cut it right now.
Yeah, I was about to check out. Respect for having me on the panel.
Yeah, bro. Anytime, bro. I respect you. I respect Angela. I respect you guys. I mean, you guys are like, I mean, you're talking the way you guys talk, man. It brings like what do you will go a fresh air. Like it's like one of those things. Like, okay, yes, someone gets it right. We're not just looking at another woman who's repeating some of these talking points like some of these other pick-me's over here, right? Angela's actually spitting facts. She's holding MLD accountable. She's holding some of these guys accountable on their talking points, right? Angela's the kind of woman that like a lot of these guys don't know what to do with, so they would instantly go with the personal attacks because all of a sudden they realize, oh shit, we're going up against someone with a brain, and we've been dealing with OnlyFans women this entire time. Oh shit, I don't know what to do. Let's personal attack, right? And LTTV, man, you've been doing like really good work. I really appreciate the kind of work you do. I'll be supporting you, bro. Like real talk. So guys, yeah, hey. Sub to their channels, man. If you guys got anything else to say, let it be known now, and then we're gonna start closing down the show.
No, we're good. Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate you. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I'll be better next time. I appreciate you guys. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Angela.
Guys.
Shout out to you, Duke. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Take it easy. Guys, there's the show. All right. I appreciate y'all being here. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with dukendon. So let's go ahead and close it out with my favorite things, the ones and the twos. Y'all already know how I like it. Put a one in the chat if you feel as though that Abba was right about Sneako, all right? That a lot of things that Sneako is doing, it's not genuine, and it's kind of fake because he's not being real. You couldn't even claim a girl that you were dating publicly, or put a 2 in the chat because I know there's some Sneako fans in here, Sneako bots. All right, put a 2 in the chat if you think no, Sneako and Xena, there was a point to that kind of relationship, and Sneako didn't do anything wrong. All right, let me know what you guys are thinking, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.